Good afternoon, everyone, from Roger Lambert Field. We're going to restart here. Good afternoon, everyone, from Roger Lambert Field. We are ready for a doubleheader today. Your Prattville Varsity Lions will match up with the 7A Opelika Bulldogs here. The plate meeting is running right now, and so we'll get started with some baseball here shortly as the final field prep and the plate meeting continues right now. So give us just a few minutes, and we'll get right back here with the broadcast. National anthem complete, and your Prattville Lions are taking the field here again for this doubleheader tonight against the 7A Opelika Bulldogs. And we're home tonight here. Weather is beautiful here again at Roger Lambert Field. Sun's out, cool temperatures, a little bit cooler than what we've seen the last few weeks. And the flag, surprisingly, just moving around a little bit, but we don't have the stiff breeze that we've come to expect here at Roger Lambert Field. And tonight we have a video broadcast going as well on the NFHS network and on YouTube. And for the first time this year, surprisingly, it took us 1/3, almost half the way into the season, but got my partner back here, Stacy Mills. It's been since Auburn. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Finally got us back together here for a game broadcast.
Hey, look, man, when you got a 7-year-old now that you have to kind of keep up with, it's kind of hard to make the games.
That's right. It's the man-to-man defense at that age.
Exactly.
Sure, isn't it? Well, glad to have you back. Like I said, been since Auburn playoffs since we've done this. Doesn't feel like that long ago, but it has been. Your Prattville Lions in a non-area doubleheader tonight, but this is a top 20 matchup among two 7A teams. And starting off with your Prattville Lions, they come into this game with a record of 9-5, ranked in the top 20 according to Prep Baseball Report. Coming off a win last week against Providence Christian last Saturday in that FCA James Armstrong Memorial, where they went 2-2 over there last week, playing at Riverwalk and in downtown Montgomery all week. So a great week for the Prattville Lions. Opelika Bulldogs roll in here with a record of 7-6. They're also ranked by Prep Baseball Report top 20 in the state in 7A, coming off a loss in their last game to Hewitt Trustful. This program's coached by Zach Blatt, And we're about ready to play baseball here, and we'll get around the diamond here in just a minute with your starting lineups. Getting the start, though, for your Prattville Lions on the mound, big 6'4" right-hander, Andrew Hicks. And first pitch is on the way here to the leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs. Fastball connects right around the knees on the outside of the plate. Strike one. Leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs there, second baseman Taylor Fields. He's batting from the right-hand side as Smith slides out to the outside third of the plate. Hicks works back inside with a fastball that's fouled off, and count quickly goes 0-2 to the Bulldogs' leadoff hitter. Hicks working from the windup. Got that glove right around his belly. He comes set to the plate. Ball's hit straight up in the air. Looks like it's going to get out into short center field, and the Lions camp out underneath that and make the play. So let's work around the diamond here real quick. Senior Clayton Smith getting the start behind the plate tonight. Junior Landon Summerall at first. Junior Ashton Cannon at second. Senior Drew Jolly at short. Sophomore Mason Piper getting the start at third base tonight. In left field, senior Grant Williams. In center field, we have senior Tanner Vance. And in right field, we have junior Jack Studdard. And while we were talking, the Opelika Bulldogs two-hole, Brody Jones, swung on a first pitch and hit a ground ball that got past, went down the third baseline, got between Piper and the baseline, really had no play there, and the Bulldogs have a runner on. So one away, Bulldogs with a base runner, and one out here in the top of the first inning. And they send their three-hole to the plate. First pitch breaking ball to the 3, misses low and away. So Jake Smith, the catcher for the Bulldogs at the plate. He bats from the right-hand side. He probably goes about 6'1", 6'2", probably 205, I would say. So a big kid batting from the right-hand side. He swings on a inside pitch. Grant Williams is on the run in left field. And looks like that one was out of play, so everybody will reset. He hit that one a long way, but it went foul. So count will go 1-1. And Bulldogs with that leadoff runner on here. Hicks faces the three-hole. Andrew Hicks getting what should be, I believe, his fourth start here of the season. Done a great job so far on the mound, gone deep in 2 of those 3 games that he's already started for the Lions. And again, that's important to have good starting pitching for this young team, and Andrew Hicks has certainly been one that has contributed to that in their 9 wins so far this season. So Hicks now working from the stretch, hard left side of the rubber, and he comes to the plate. That ball runs off the plate. Smith does a nice job working through that one and holding the runner on. So a 2-1 count now to Smith. Hitters count here with a runner on. So big pitch early on in the game here for Hicks. Working from the stretch, he picks. Opelika's runner dives back. He's in there safe. Had to get back pretty aggressively there as he's working to extend his lead out. Not a pitch you'd necessarily expect him to run on here in this count, but we'll see. Off-speed pitch, and Smith does swing through that one. Count will go 2-2. Lions in their Stormtrooper whites here tonight. White jerseys with cardinal borders around the letters and the numbers. Cardinal pants with cardinal stripe and the traditional cardinal caps.
They got letters and numbers?
They are hard to see. That's why we call them those Stormtrooper whites. You wouldn't know it unless you're standing right on them.
They're definitely not broadcast friendly.
Nah, they look great standing right up there
yeah,
next
if you're
to
right
them,
next to them.
But they are. It's hard to tell who's who for sure. Full count now to Smith. And that pitch is going to miss low and inside, ball 4. So Opelika now has runners on first and second. So with a runner in scoring position, they're going to bring their 4-hole hitter to the plate. That's right fielder Davis Ford. He's going to bat from the left-hand side, and we're going to have a pinch runner come on. That is number 12, and we'll check, see if we can't get a name here on number 12 for you. Looks like Pete Lovelace, if I can read the lineup card here correctly. Some of these coaches, they write like doctors, so you have to do some interpretation here. All right, runners on first and second. One away. Andrew Hicks facing off against the cleanup hitter here in the top of the first. Hicks to the plate, works low and inside, in there for a strike. Piper working a little bit in on the dirt over there on third base. Backs up pretty close to even with the bag. Got Landon Summerall back at the edge of the dirt and the grass. Over on the other corner, in the middle infielder working the base runner right now and pinching for a potential double play ground ball. 1-1 count. Hicks comes set, a couple looks back there to second. Cannon bounces back into position, and that pitch is fouled off out of play down the left-hand side. James Lovelace. There we go. So we confirmed the hitter. James Lovelace finds himself in a 1-2 count with an open stance here. Toes a little bit back off the chalk. He's not on top of the plate. Smith slides to the outside third, and we got a ground ball right at Ashton Cannon at second. Takes a pretty aggressive hop, and Cannon chests it up, but it's not going to have a throw. So no outs.
Number 4, Bryce Speakman.
And the bases are loaded for Opelika. That one fairly sharply hit, and as it transitioned off the grass in the dirt, took a hop. Cannon was working down, and he chested it up, knocked it down, kept him in front of him, but no throw to load the bases up. And the Bulldogs will send another lefty. This is Bryce Speakman to the plate. He's getting the start in center field tonight. He swings on the first pitch, fouls it straight back. Speakman is going to play his college baseball at Gadsden State Community College. He's a second baseman and outfielder for the Bulldogs. He's a senior. His dad is the football coach over there at Opelika. And son is playing baseball at the next level. But they're kind of a do-it-all family in the sports world here in the central Alabama area. As Speakman swings through an off-speed pitch by Hicks, the count's going to go 0-2. The 0-2 count, bases loaded, big moment here for the Lions. They found themselves in these kind of pinches last week over at Riverwalk in Patterson, and were able to work out of jams. A ground ball deflected by Piper. He made a diving play, working to his left, deflected it, kept it in the infield, and that's going to keep the bases loaded, and the Bulldogs played a run on that infield hit. So a sharply hit ball. Piper made a nice play, diving to his left, got his glove on it, and it deflected it over to Jolly, who scooped it up. But the Bulldogs played it a run, and they go up 1-0 here early on. So still one out. First pitch swung on by the 6-hole hitter Floyd, the first baseman for the Bulldogs. Looked like a changeup there. Count goes 0-1. So Lions got a couple ground balls. Hicks got a couple ground balls. We'd love one of those to turn into a double play and work out of this jam with just one run allowed. Smith bounces the outside of the plate. Hard hit ball out into left field. Williams camps out underneath it. He's going to make the play, working through it. And we got a play at the plate, but the throw is cut. So no play at the plate. Bulldogs will plate another run on that sac fly.
Number 7, Russell Thomas.
And they lead 2-0. Runners on first and second. And that'll bring third baseman, junior Russell Copus, to the plate. Copus batting from the right-hand side. Got his toes on the chalk there, working with a neutral stance. 2 away, runners on first and second for Opelika as they've jumped on the Lions here early. Copus swings on that one, hits a line drive through the 4-hole. That one's scooped up out in right field. We're going to have a play at the plate. No, it's cut. So that one was cut. We did have a potential play at the plate, but that throw was cut right at the mound. And another run will plate for the Bulldogs, and they'll have runners on first and third on that single by Copus. So Lions trailing 3-0 here early. And Clayton Smith has gone out to the mound to talk to Hicks. And that meeting breaks up, and the Bulldogs will send their 8th hitter to the plate here at the top of the first. Runners on first and third, 2 away. Slade Clayton, the designated hitter, comes to bat from the right-hand side. Smith. Clayton Smith bounces to the outside of the plate. That's where Hicks works. That pitch misses. Count will go 1-0. So 3 runs on 3 hits and a walk so far. Hicks lands that one for a strike right around the knees. That'll even the count at once. Hicks takes a couple look over there at first, working from the stretch and to the plate. That pitch lands low and inside for a strike. 1-2 count here with 2 outs. Hicks comes set and to the plate. And he got him on that one. Really kind of an uncommitted defensive swing there by Slade Clayton. Strike 3, and Hicks gets us out of it there, but not before the Bulldogs hang up 3 runs. So the Lions going to come back to the bottom of the first and get their first at bat with a little bit of work to do here in this top 20 matchup among 2 7A teams. We'll be back with more Prattville Lions baseball here after this word from Wayne's Environmental, our first inning sponsor. Call Wayne's for all your pest and lawn care needs. Visit us online at callwaynes.com. We'll be right back.
For well over 50 years, the River region has depended on Arrow Pest Control, which has grown to be one of the largest and most respected pest control science leaders in the area. Pest control is a science that eliminates pests that invade and potentially damage your property. They use only the top-rated pest control products, including the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. Arrow Pest Control was built on customer service and satisfaction, and that's still #1 today. Call us, 334-365-4610, and find out about mosquito control. Arrow, your best shot for pest control.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clinton Tractor.
Bottom of the first inning. Prattville Lions baseball continues. Lions trailing 3-0 after a little bit of a rough start. Had some opportunities there early to kind of bail themselves out, but Opelika was able to put together 3 hits and a walk. Hicks did strike out one reached on air, and the Bulldogs jump up 3-0 on the Lions. Senior Tanner Vance will work on the leadoff spot for the Lions. He's been there pretty much all season. And the first pitch misses, ball 1, missed low. He's going to face off against Jackson Kilcrease, right-hander for the Bulldogs. Second pitch is on the way, and wild pitch, but actually catches Vance on his shoulder as he turned in. So a hit by pitch will put a leadoff runner on for the Lions. That's going to send senior Clayton Smith to the plate in the 2 spot, where he's been now for the last few weeks, really since Mobile. Smith with a .436 on base so far this season. Also done a nice job for the Lions here in this spot in the first third. And now working into the first half of the season. Hard to believe after this week we'll be halfway through. Smith gets a time and steps out. Vance adds a couple steps to his lead as Smith steps back in the box. Henderson working from the stretch without runner on. Goes with a closed stance from the stretch, and he's working pretty much from the center of the rubber. Glove at about the belt when he comes set. Fastball gets away from the catcher, and Vance will take second base as that ball goes to the backstop. Smith finds himself in a 2-0 count. So Lions would love to return serve here, pick up a few of their own, and they're threatening with a runner in scoring position now. 2-hole hitter senior Clayton Smith at the plate. Again, we're broadcasting 3 different ways today. You can catch us on the NFHS network on the Prattville channel. You can also go to Prattville Alive's YouTube channel and catch the ball game there. A couple ways to see the audio. And, of course, you can pick the same audio broadcast up just through your normal Prattville Alive link. And we're also on 103.3 today. So 1-2 count to Smith. Vance at second. Cope is playing even with the bag, and the first baseman for the Bulldogs playing in. Middle infield bouncing around, and pitch to the outside, or way outside, left-hand side of the box. Bulldogs catcher does a nice job cleaning that one up, and Vance took off on that one, and the throwdown gets him. So we had a bang-bang play at third, and the leadoff runner for the Lions is now erased. That one looked like it was going to get to the backstop as well. Catcher did a great job diving over into the left-hand batter's box, and he came up throwing, and on a bang-bang play, he got Vance at third. That next pitch does, similar spot, but that one did get by, goes to the backstop, and the count goes full now on Smith. Henderson comes set to the plate. Smith fouls that one off. Straight back out of play over the press box here. Full count. So, again, these Lions, we've said it all year. Younger team, now that's really erased. Everybody's veterans is now we're a third of the way, moving towards the halfway point of the season. And we've seen this team play super clean and win big games, stay in big games against top teams in the state. And we've also seen them be a little bit mistake-prone and give up some big innings, and that's led to several of those 5 losses as Clayton Smith swings through an inside fastball there. So 2 away now for the Lions, and senior Drew Jolly will come to the plate. He's batting from the right-hand side. Pitch is on its way upstairs by the Lions on Jolly's jersey. He leaves it up there. Count will go 1-0. Jolly signed to play his college baseball at Chat Valley Community College next year. Been in the 3 spot, 2, 3, 4 spot, right in that area. Most of the season here for the Lions as that second pitch misses away. Jolly batting .385 coming into today with a .526 on base and a .1065 OPS, which is just a measure of how productive his at-bats are as far as total bases and walks. He swings on the third pitch of the at-bat, fouls it off out of play over the first base side grandstand area. Pitch is on the way. Jolly going to foul another one off there. Puts the count 2-2. Jolly's got a couple fastballs there, some that I would imagine he'd want back. You want to barrel those up. He gets a breaking ball. He does get a barrel on that one, flips it down the right-hand side. It's going to land out of play as Bulldogs right fielder on the run, but that one's going to get down foul, and the count will remain at 2s. And everybody will reset here with the Lions trailing 3-0 and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Non-area doubleheader here tonight. And in the future, this will be a regional game for the Lions as that pitch is on the way, works way inside, and that'll push the count full. Going to a different format here, and it was approved to happen this year, and then it got delayed. I'm Still not sure if it's going to happen next year or the year after, as an outside pitch catches Jolly looking, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side for the Lions. 3 up, 3 down. Lions trail 3-0 here after 1, and we'll get back with a little more conversation about the future region for your Lions. But right now, this inning was brought to you by Wayne's Environmental. Call Wayne's for all your pest and lawn care needs. Visit us online at callwaynes.com. We'll be right back with more Prattville Lions baseball. Lions trail 3-0.
Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Before you buy your next new vehicle, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices on pre-owned vehicles, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
I'm Brad at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. To find your next car, truck, or SUV, visit us at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices and huge inventory, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Be sure to like our Larry Puckett Chevrolet Facebook page. Who knows, you could be our next winner.
Save time and save money.
Prattville Lions trailing 3-0 here against the Opelika Bulldogs, and Opelika will send 9, 1, and 2 to the plate here in this inning. The first of those is the pitcher, Jackson Kilcrease, and he finds himself in a 1-1 count here against Hicks, and he fouls one off out of play, and that'll push the count to 1-2. So the Bulldogs sent 8 hitters to the plate in the first. Lions would like to have a quick inning here, as it's going to roll back to the top of the lineup here after the 9 spot. Pitch on its way, fouled off out of play. Count will remain at 1-2. So we were talking about future region. It's going to expand. Right now the Lions are in an area with 4 other teams that include Lee, JD, Enterprise, and Dothan. And they're going to go to region play here sometime in the next couple years. Again, it was delayed, but that region will include the Opelika Bulldogs, the Auburn Tigers, Central Phoenix City. So there'll be a lot more of these area games that count towards playoffs or region games, and you won't see as many of these non-region games in the future, but it'll be a very, very competitive region, as a lot of those teams that are going to be included in with the Lions are very good traditional programs here over the last decade or even more.
So it'll pretty much be whatever the football region is going to be the baseball region.
That pitch is fouled off, out of play. Summerall chasing it over into the bullpen area. It's going to get down, count will remain 2-2. So, yeah, really, it's definitely competitive.
Yeah.
A lot of talent from the football standpoint, and going to be the same with baseball.
Yeah, it'll be a whereas now you get 2 teams from an area, it'll be 4 teams from a region that'll go to the playoffs.
Yeah. Hicks on the way, ball's upstairs, misses. Full count now to the 9-hole hitter, Kilcrease. Hicks definitely wants to make him earn this one here before the goes back to the top. And he comes with an inside fastball. Kilcrease turns that one around. Line drive down to third base line, and he's going to be in there with a stand-up double. So a full count, big swing there by Opelika. Drives one down the third baseline, and Coach Kevin Hall is going to want to come out and talk to his junior righty. Now with the Bulldogs back in business and a runner in scoring position. So let's see what Coach Hall does here. Again, as the Bulldogs are going to flip the lineup, leading 3-0, and with a runner in scoring position. There is some activity down there in the Lions bullpen right now, but that was not the case when this inning started. Again, Andrews had 2 very good starts, one against Baker where he took the team into the 6th inning against a top 10 team in the state at that time. And that was a 1-0 ball game, and that was an unearned run. So he got us deep in that game. He was on the mound against Auburn, another, obviously, the highest ranked team that your Lions have played this season. Got the win there. Went 3 innings in his start last week in Montgomery at Riverwalk. And now in his 2nd inning of work here in his 4th start today. Corners in now for the Lions as Taylor Fields, the second baseman, gets his second look at Hicks here in the top of the 2nd. He flew out to Tanner Vance out in center field in his first plate appearance. Batting from the right side, and Hicks working from the stretch with that runner on. Hicks to the plate, bunt, laid down. Looks like it's going to go foul, and Piper does wisely let that ball go foul.
For a minute there, it looked like it was going to hang up right there on the line, but.
Yeah, good touch on that. It was nicely laid down bunt and just rolled foul about 30 feet down the baseline. Piper was all over it, but saw the angle and wisely let it roll on out. So 0-1 count now to the 2-hole hitter, Brody Jones, shortstop for the Bulldogs as Clayton Smith slides the outside of the plate. Hicks takes 3 looks and comes to the plate. That one's going to miss away. Bulldogs in their red jerseys today with black numbers, white pants with red pinstripes, and looks like black caps for them today. So full Georgia colors for the Opelika Bulldogs as Hicks comes to the plate. Lands one just about mid-thigh high on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Count will go to 1-2. Hicks comes set and to the plate. That one's a check swing. That one's fouled off down the first baseline. Not sure exactly what Jones was doing there. That was not a breaking ball, but it looked like he, for whatever reason, he just wanted to make sure that did not get called strike 3. It was on the outside of the plate, and so he just stuck his barrel out there and check swung to knock it foul and hunt something that he could get his barrel on a little better. Hicks comes to the plate, misses low and away. Count will go 2-2. Jones singled in his first plate appearance in the first. Hicks with a look and to the plate, misses off the plate. That's going to push the count to full. So Jones battles back here against the Lions junior righty to push the count to full after falling behind 1-2. Hicks with 2 looks back at second. Going to take a third and come to the plate. Inside. Tried to drill in on the hands there of Jones. Jones fouls that one off down the third baseline. So with no outs, let's see what Hicks goes to here in this full count. Showed Jones an inside fastball. See if he expands the plate or is willing to throw a breaking ball here in this count. He comes back right at him with a fastball. Jones hits that straight up in the air out into right field, and the play is going to be made by Jack Studdard out there in short right. That's going to hold the runner at second, and one away.
Jones.
And I had already skipped to Jones there, about probably halfway through that bat. That was Fields, the leadoff at bat. So he's now flown out twice, and now Brody Jones, the shortstop, 2-hole, will come to the plate for the Bulldogs. He did single in his first plate appearance in the first. He squares up the bunt the first pitch and gets underneath it and lifts it foul and out of play. Count will go 0-1. Everybody resets here, and we're ready to play ball. Corners in for the Lions. Third base and first baseman, toes on the dirt, and that pitch swung through by Jones, strike 2. Hicks worked on the inside third of the plate. Nice pitch that Jones just got underneath. Pushes the count to 0-2. Hicks with 2 looks back to second this time and works off the plate. Clayton Smith does a nice job blocking that up. It's a couple baseballs off the chalk in the left-hand side batter's box. Smith slid out there and blocked it up to hold the runner at second. 1-2 count now. Jolly flashes the glove at short.
Nice pitch.
Hicks works to the plate and throws strike 3 in there. So 2 away. And the 3-hole, Jake Smith, catcher tonight for the Bulldogs, comes to the plate. He walked in his first plate appearance in the first. Jolly working behind the runner. Flashes the glove. We got a pick, and
very close.
Just gets back in time. So Jolly worked behind him on that pitch that was a strikeout, flashed the glove, and worked him again as Opelika is working with very big leads over there. Hicks takes a couple looks. Jolly bounces into position now, and a nice pitch there by Hicks, swung through by the 3-hole hitter Smith. One count showing on the board with 2 outs. Bulldogs leading 3-0 here in the top of the second. Smith slides the outside of the plate. We got a chopper too short. Jolly bobbles it and not going to be able to make a throw. So had a chopper that went just off the right-hand side of the mound. Jolly on the run, fielded in the grass, kind of right there behind the mound, but has no throw. That'll put runners on first and third for Opelika.
Yeah, it was a good chance for the Lions to get out of this inning, but it was, like you said, it was such a high chopper short where he couldn't get to it and make a clean pick and throw on it. So it's almost a full swing bunt.
Yeah, the deep, almost like a push bunt in some ways. But yeah, on the transfer, Jolly bobbled it and wasn't able to make a throw there after fielding it, working behind the mound. So that leaves runners on first and third with 2 outs. And the 4-hole, Davis Ford, is at the plate now for Opelika. First 2 pitches miss, and count is 2-0. Hicks takes a couple looks at the runner on first from the stretch. Pitch swung through by Ford. 2-1 count. Ford bats from the left side. If I remember correctly, there's a couple lefties in this lineup, and I believe they're in the 4 and the 5 spot. Ford got reached on an error in the first inning. We got a throwdown, and that was not really expected there by the middle infield. So,
yeah, the runner kind of did a delay steal on that one, and it caught everybody off guard. Yeah. And fortunate the ball was knocked down because it could have, the runner from third could have scored on that throw because the second baseman wasn't really expecting the throw.
He was not. Cannon got a glove on it last minute, kept it in front of him, but now runners on second and third.
Ooh. Umpire gave him the old, he took off, threw the bat, took off on thought he had walked, and the umpire said, no, sir, that was a strike.
Inside pitch, and Ford thought that was ball 4, and he flipped his bat, but it was called a strike. So the count's full now with 2 outs, runners on second and third. Hicks to the plate. Ground ball fouled off out of play down the first base side. And everybody will reset. So delay steal, we've seen that here through the first part of the season, and that's just other teams challenging and running on the catchers, just challenging the catchers to be able to make the throw down to second base and our middle infielders to execute the tag. And we've seen quite a bit of that, especially here in the last couple of weeks, really started in the Auburn game. As Ford swings on a pitch, line drive out into the left center gap. And that one's going to get down. That's going to plate 2 more for Opelika, and the score is going to go to 5-0.
Number 4, Bryce Speakman.
Like I said, the unfortunate one with the chopper that could have got you out of the inning, and this is what happens when you don't get those outs that you really need to get out of the situations. And
Yep, those things definitely lead to runs. And it's happened here tonight as the Bulldogs now up 5-0. And Bryce Speakman steps up to the plate, batting from the left-hand side. He's a senior. Play his college baseball at Gadsden State. He swung through the first pitch, counts 0-1. Opelika now has a runner on first and a 5-0 lead with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Runner, again, delay steal, and he's going to slide in safe. Pitch was low. Smith worked down, stayed in front of it, and the runner kind of on a delayed steal, he got about a third of the way down the baseline, and as Smith had to work down on that pitch, runner took off with no throw. Hicks comes to the plate, inside, misses. Count will go to 2-1. So 2-1 count, 2 outs. Opelika leading 5-0. Hicks to the plate. That one's going to miss low and away. Count goes 3-1. Lions just got to find some momentum here. They've got to find some energy. Things have not gone perfectly here at the beginning of this game, and they got to understand they got to score runs to win the game, and they got to work their way back into it. Energy feels a little bit low here right now as ball 4 comes across the plate, and that'll put runners on first and second, and that's the trap that this team's fallen into a little bit. When things go well, they play with a super high tempo and a lot of energy, and when things don't go well, kind of seems the mood comes down a little bit, and that's just a little bit of that is maturity just among this entire team. They've got to find ways to pick each other up and battle through. They've still got they've only had one plate appearance here so far. 5 runs is something they can definitely overcome. So Kevin Hall is now out talking to his pitcher, and it looks like Lions are going to make a change here in the top of the first. So let's get to Hicks' stat line here as the new pitcher comes on to warm up. Looks like Andrew allowed 4 hits, struck out 2, and walked 2 in 1 2/3 inning of work here today. And he's going to turn it over to righty Will Baskins, senior right-hander Will Baskins. And so we'll be back here in just a moment while Will warms up with more Prattville Lions baseball here in a minute.
Now pitching for the Lions, number 8, Will Baskin. The mound here for the Lions. Come on in relief for junior Andrew Hicks. Runners on first and second, 2 away.
here in the top of the second inning, and the Lions trailing by 5. Baskin starts the Bulldogs hitter, first baseman Floyd, off with a breaking ball inside, started on the chalk pretty much and worked in. Floyd didn't offer, so count will go 0-1. Baskin had a great start on Saturday against Providence Christian, a top 5 3A team in the state. And the Lions came away with that with a 2-0 win. As Baskins went 5 innings in that game, so good start from the senior on Saturday, and comes back here in relief trying to work these Lions out of a jam here in this midweek doubleheader against the 7A Opelika Bulldogs. Last pitch missed, so count is even at 1. Floyd hit into a sac fly in his first plate appearance, and he just swung through a pitch there to push the count to 1-2. One-two count to the big right-handed first baseman for Opelika. He hits a ground ball. Cannon working to his left, fields it over in the 4-hole at the cut of the grass in the dirt, and makes a nice play. Throws it over to first for the 4-3 put out to end the inning. So nice work there by Baskin to come in and work the Lions out of a jam, but Opelika puts up 2 more and lead 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. This inning was brought to you by Prattville Lions champion sponsor Holly Dental Group. Come for the dentistry, stay for the experience. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second. More Prattville Lions baseball here in a minute.
Chevrolet.com.
Hey folks, this is Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center, and did you know there's all kind of dogs that we can feed, like sleeping dog, hot dog, creek dog, swimming dog, hunting dog, shaggy dog, lap dog, window dog, riding dog, hiding dogs, puppy dog, standing dog, hat dog, cozy dog, family dog, even a dancing dog man. So come see us at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville, and we can even feed your kitty cat too.
Chip Powell here with Lewis Mills, service manager of Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. Lewis, talk to us about your Express Oil Change.
Well, our Express Oil Change, we have a full-line mechanical shop. We do 10-minute oil changes, and we are a full-fledged tire shop. We're a direct dealer with Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and Yokohama.
When you need service, your oil change and tires, come here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change and Tires Engineer.
Bottom of the second inning, Prattville Lions baseball continues. And Jackson Kilcrease, the righty, will continue on the mound for the Bulldogs, and he'll face 4, 5, and 6 to start the second inning. He retired the first 3 Prattville hitters in order in the top of the first, and Kilcrease works from the stretch, no runners on, and he comes to the plate. Williams swings on that first pitch and gets a piece of it, fouls it off. Count will go 0-1. Williams moved into the 4th spot here last week. Working there again tonight. Gets the start in left. He's batting .318 coming into this game with a .370 on base. Kilcrease comes setting to the plate, and Williams turns that around, hit out into center field. Bulldog center fielder on the run, working to his left, and he's going to make the play. So as he worked to his left, probably ran about 20, 30 feet, and made the play on the run. Well hit ball. Center fielder for the Bulldogs makes a nice play. 1 down for the Lions. It's going to send junior designated hitter this game, Zach Irvey, to the plate. Batting from the right side. First pitch is outside, called strike 1 to Irvey. Irvey comes into tonight batting .273 with a .385 on base. Right in the middle of that Prattville Lions starting pitching lineup as well, and he's had several great starts for the Lions also so far this season. He hits a chopper over to the Bulldogs shortstop. Shortstop fields it working in, throws a strike over to first for the 6-3 putout.
On the face of my city, co-signed by Diddy, hard liquor.
So far, Jackson Kilcrease has had his way with these Lions hitters and retired the first 5 that he's faced in a row. Junior Landon Summerall steps up to the plate, batting from the right side. Got the start at first base tonight. Looking to break that up. Pitch is on its way upstairs. It's a fastball, had some arm side run. Started on the inside third of the plate and just worked in, but it was up around the letters, and Summerall left it up there wisely. Summerall batting .276 now coming into tonight with a .375 on base. He swings on a pitch, fouls it off down the third baseline. That'll even the count at 1. Summerall started the majority of the games for the Lions at first base so far in his junior season. He's done a great job over there defensively, filling one of the gaps that those many seniors who graduated and left the team in 22 left vacant. Pitch is on its way. Summerall hits a hard ground ball up the middle. Shortstop for the Bulldogs makes a nice play, working to his left, fields it behind the bag and about 3, 4, 5 feet off of it, shoots it over to first base for the 6-3 putout. And the Lions are going to need to find a way to get to Jackson Kilcrease here, as he's way too comfortable early in this game against the Lions hitters. Pretty much a stark contrast to what the Bulldogs have been able to do so far offensively, as they've sent 15 hitters to the plate in the first 2 innings. So we'll see if Will Baskin can quiet that down and the Lions can find some offense here in the third. And we'll be back with more Prattville Lions baseball. This inning was brought to you again by Holly Dental. Come for the dentistry, stay for the experience. We'll be right back. Lions trail by 5. Top 3, the Lions go back to work here.
Russell Coppas.
Will Baskin on the mound for the Lions here as we move into the third, and he'll face 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for Opelika. The first of those is junior Russell Coppas. Got the start at third base, and he hits a comebacker right to Baskin. He gloves that one on the dirt in front of the mound and throws it over to Summerall for the 1-3 putout. So 1 pitch,
Number 5,
1 away.
Clayton.
And the designated hitter, Slade Clayton, now will come to bat for Opelika. He struck out in the first inning. Copus works from the stretch, comes to the plate, works inside and up. Clayton leaves that one up there. Count will go 1-0. Piper playing about 8 feet behind the bag over there at third. Summerall also playing behind the bag, and the ground ball right at Piper there. Works to his left a couple steps, makes a nice play fielding it on the hop, and shoots it across for the second out of the inning there with the 5-3.
Number 21, Jackson Kilcrease.
And that's going to bring 9-hole and pitcher Jackson Kilcrease up to bat. Lions would love working behind Baskin here to retire the side and not flip the order back to the top here in the third. Kilcrease singled, produced 2 RBIs with that hit in the last inning. He squares up to bunt, first pitch, with 2 away. Bunted through it, pitch called strike 1. Or strike 1 because he left the barrel out there. Not called strike 1, and that pitch misses low, and that'll even the count at 1. Baskin's come in and retired the first 3 hitters he's faced now. And again, the Lions would love to get this third out here and not flip the order back to the top in the third. Baskin comes set. Smith moves to the outside of the plate. Baskin works a little bit back inside, misses low, and that'll put the count at 2-1. Baskin working quick and comes to the plate. Nice breaking ball right there. Gilcrease doesn't offer. Evens the count at 2s. Baskin comes set, low hand set, comes set below the belt. Another breaking ball in there. Great pitch by Will Baskin. Gilcrease swings through that one, strike 3. So Will Baskin comes in and retires the 4 in order here between the last inning and this inning, giving this Lions offense a chance. We'll see if they can wake up and start rattling Jackson Gilcrease's cage here as he's retired 6 hitters in a row. After 2.5, Bulldogs lead 5-0. This inning being brought to you by Prattville Lions sponsor Stivers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Prattville, where Price sells trucks. We'll be right back.
The folks at Jones Drug are proud to say they're a locally owned and a family-owned pharmacy, and no one cares for you more than your neighbors at Jones Drug. Buying local from Jones Drug means your money stays in your community, making local organizations even stronger.
Hey folks, this is James Jones, owner and pharmacist of Jones Drugs in Prattville, Millbrook, Greenville, Montgomery. Since 1996, the Jones family has been proud to serve the area and has always taken pride in service to our customers. Come let us show you how we can be your health partner and not just a pill store.
It's a long pass down the amazing aisles at Prattville Pickers. It's a great catch, showing thousands of incredible treasures. It's the biggest lineup of rustic wood furniture at the Depot Furniture Gallery. It's the national champion of antiques, collectibles, treasures. The Depot Furniture Gallery at Prattville Pickers. A winning combination for home, lifestyle, and recreation. Don't let the game clock run out before you make a winning catch at Prattville Pickers. Highway 82 West. Shop PrattvillePickers.com and Facebook.
Bottom 3, Jackson Gilcrease, the righty, continuing on the mound for the Bulldogs.
Number 24.
Working from the stretch, and he'll
Mason
face
Piper.
7, 8, 9 hitters in this game. First of those is Mason Piper. So Piper, Cannon, and Studdard, sophomore, junior will come to the plate for the Lions. Piper, a left-handed hitter, the only one in the Lions varsity lineup every day here this season. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. Piper comes into the day batting .333 with a .487 on base. Pitch on its way. Piper turns that around. Going to end up being fielded on the hop by the first baseman for the Bulldogs.
Number
Working
14,
in. He fielded it a few feet behind the baseline. And Gilcrease fielded his position well, swung over there, took the underhand lead from the first baseman, Floyd, and recorded the out. So 1 down now. 7 hitters in a row retired in order by Gilcrease. Bulldogs have their third baseman on the grass. Ashton Cannon at the plate. Cannon's been holding down that spot at second base for most of the season. Another one of those juniors coming in, getting a lot of starts here for the Lions. He swings on an inside fastball, fouls it off out of play down the left-hand side. We'll double check the count here in just a second.
Yeah, I heard a 1-1.
1-1. Yeah, okay, umpire just confirmed there. 1-1 count. Gilcrease comes set and to the plate. Breaking ball. Nice pitch, started on the center of the plate. Worked off. Cannon didn't offer. That'll push the count to 1-2. Gilcrease has struck out 2, allowed no hits and walked none in his first 2 innings of work. And he comes to the plate. Yanks a fastball there. Looks like tried to get a little extra on it and came across his body and spiked it. That'll push the count even at 2 to Cannon. Beautiful day here for baseball. Flags moving around a little bit now, but no stiff breeze. It's a cool night, though. Temperatures in the 60s will work down through the 50s tonight as we head into game 2. And Ashton Cannon swings on a fastball and hammers a line drive out into the left center gap and finally breaks up that kill crease mojo there on the mound for the Lions, Mills.
Yeah, that was desperately needed there. He was in too relaxed of a groove there. So
way too comfortable for our liking. So it takes 8 hitters, but Ashton Cannon singles and second base runner of the night, though, for the Lions. First hit. So Kopus will stay up on the grass as the junior Jack Studdard comes to the plate for the Lions. Kilcree's going to take a long delay there. That pitch gets away from the catcher. Another one that was bounced. Catcher blocked it up, but got away from him and worked over towards the third base side grandstand here at Roger Lambert. And Cannon slides over to second. So Lions got a runner in scoring position with Studdard at the plate. Studdard comes in batting .375 and a .444 on base and a .903 OPS. So strong seasons at the plate so far for this junior. See if he can continue it right here and drive in a run. 1-0 count with 1 out. Kilcrease takes a look back at second, and Studdard got all he wanted out of that swing. Just missed that one, but very aggressive swing there. So I don't blame him. Early in the count, found a pitch he could drive, just didn't quite barrel it up. So that'll even the count at 1s. Shortstop for the Bulldogs working behind Cannon over there at second. Second baseman's shaded way over in the 4-hole. Third baseman playing even with that runner on second, and first baseman is playing in. Trying to take away that bunt down the right-hand side. Opelika also has their right fielder playing somewhat shallow here. Something down the line, and Studdard would run for a long time. So 2-1 count, a hitter's count now here to the junior. Glove flash by the shortstop. Cannon doesn't see it, and they've got him in a rundown here. And the shortstop runs behind him, makes Cannon show his numbers. And so anytime you're in a rundown, you want to make that runner show their numbers. Cannon did as he committed to third. That's what I mean by show the numbers. And the shortstop flipped it over to Kopus at third base, and that's the second runner that we have had picked off headed to third here today.
Yeah, we're just too many little mistakes right now that are adding up big.
Yeah, on both sides, offensively and defensively here. And when these just pile up, it just becomes hard to find wins. Studdard fouled that pitch off out of play, so that'll put the count at 2s. But base paths are clear now. 2 away. And Studdard swings through a breaking ball that lands on the outside third of the plate for strike 3. So look promising there by the hard hit single line drive by Cannon, and then that stolen base. Lions found themselves with no outs and a runner in scoring position for the second time today. Check that with 1 out, and Lions unable to score one there, and a few pitches, and Bulldogs fight their way out of that inning. So they still lead 5-0 after 3, and we'll be right back with more Prattville Lions baseball. This inning being brought to you by Stivers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram of Prattville, where Price sells Jeeps. Lions.
It's a fantastic time to buy a zero-turn mower from Prattville Outdoors. All Gravely, Toro, and Aaron's zero-turn mowers are on sale. Go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. Buy now with no money down, no interest for 48 months, and payments start at only $66 per month. Add an Echo trimmer and blower, and payments are only $74 per month. Prattville Outdoors has the parts and service department to back up every sale. Go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com or see them at 118 Highway 82 West.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Number 1, Taylor Fields.
Top 4. And Opelika will send 1, 2, and 3 to the plate. First pitch swung on. Weak ground ball hit over to Piper. He gloves it, charging in, but comes out of his glove, and he's not going to be able to make a throw. And the Bulldogs will start off with a leadoff base runner. So Baskin's got another really weak hit ball on the 5th hitter that he's faced. Again, Baskin now through 1 1/3 innings of work, struck out 1, has still allowed no hits and no walks. First pitch got a ground ball there. He's done well here in relief. So let's see if the Lions can roll a double play here as the shortstop Brody Jones comes to the plate batting from the right-hand side for the Bulldogs. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He singled in the first and struck out in the 2nd inning. He bunted through a first pitch by Baskin there. So interesting with the Bulldogs leading 5-0, looking to play a little bit of small ball here potentially and trading out to move that runner over into scoring position. Smith bounces the outside of the plate, bunt laid down there by Jones, fielded by Piper. Makes a nice throw there on the run. Let's confirm that the out was recorded. Doesn't look like it was. We had a bang-bang play over there on first. Nice bunt laid down by Jones down the third baseline. Piper started out on the cut of the grass in the dirt, made a nice play charging it, fielded it about halfway down the baseline, and made a throw right from where he received it, right from the hip, threw a strike over there to Summerall. But in a bang-bang play, the Bulldogs runner was called safe. And so now they'll have runners on first and second with no outs. And the catcher, Jake Smith, will step up to bat for the Bulldogs. He walked in the first and reached on an error in the second. Baskin comes to the plate. Pitch bounces, got a play, throw down to third, and both the Bulldogs runners will advance. So Bulldogs runners on second and third now. So Baskin came to the plate with a breaking ball. It bounced. Smith blocked it up, kept it in front of him, came up throwing. Bulldogs runner read it in the dirt, which is just good base running. And he got on the move there when that ball's in the dirt. And we had a bang-bang play at third, and Bulldogs advanced both base runners there. So runners on second and third, no outs. Confirming here, yes. Okay, Jake Smith at the plate for Opelika. Counts 2-0. Summerall and Piper, actually all infield in now for the Lions. So all Lions infielders have toes in the cut of the grass. Lions just cannot afford to give up any more runs here as we're moving into the 4th inning, and they already trail by 5. Smith bounces to the outside part of the plate. Baskin works back inside on the hands and gets the called strike. So 3-1 count now to the third 3-hole hitter for the Bulldogs. Smith working with an open stance, and he's going to call time. Baskin's on a little bit of a delay there. Smith got time, steps back in. Now Baskin working quick, comes set. Smith bounces back to the outside part of the plate, and a breaking ball just misses away. Had a place to put Smith there, so a good pitch selection. Loads the bases back up and gives the Lions a double play opportunity. Coach Hall's going to want to talk to Baskin now as the 4-hole hitter for the Bulldogs will come to the plate. I don't see any action down there in the bullpen right now for the Lions. So the right fielder, Davis Ford, will step up to bat from the left-hand side. And, yes, we are going to have a pitching change here. So as Davis Ford, the 4-hole hitter, comes to plate, he's 1 for 2 on the day. Reached on an error in the first, and he singled in the second. We'll confirm the pitcher here. I believe that's junior Nathan Lunsford. We'll double check that, and while he warms up, we'll take a break. Lions trail 5-0. We'll be right back.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
For well over 50 years, the river region has depended on Arrow Pest Control, which has grown to be one of the largest and most respected pest control science leaders in the area. Pest control is a science that eliminates pests that invade and potentially damage your property. They use only the top-rated pest control products, including the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. Arrow Pest Control was built on customer service and satisfaction, and that's still #1 today. Call us, 334-365-4610, and find out about mosquito control. Arrow, your best shot for pest control.
Up to bat for the Bulldogs, number 2.
Top 4 continues. Pitching change for the Lions. Junior Nate Lunsford, the righty, will come on and get some work here for the Lions in relief for Baskin. And he's going to be working from the stretch here as the bases are loaded up by Opelika with no outs. He works from the hard right side of the rubber and comes to the plate. First pitch, fastball with some arm side run. He started it right on the outside of the plate, and it ran just a little bit more towards that right-handed batter's box. Lands it for a strike. 0-1 against the 4-hole hitter, Ford. The lefty, one of the 2 in the lineup for the Bulldogs. And that pitch gets away from Smith, but the Bulldogs do not advance their runners. Smith blocked it up, but it got away from him and worked over towards the first base side grandstand, probably about 10-15 feet into the grass, just at that decision point for the Bulldogs base runner, and he holds up. So corners in right now for your Lions defense. The middle infield's at double play depth. Lunsford, same spot as that first pitch, gets a strike call, 1-2 count. So nice first 3 pitches, a very nice sequence here to start this hitter. Let's see if Lunsford can pay it off as he faces the cleanup hitter for these Bulldogs. And cleanup hitters, they dream about these moments. Bases loaded, opportunities, and Ford fouls that one off, and he finds himself in a 1-2 count. Everybody will reset here. Strikeout would be great here, and then the Lions have a shot at one pitch and get out of this inning with no damage, see if they can do it. Lunsford goes back to that same spot just above the knees on the outside of the plate. That one misses, and that'll even the count at 2s. Big moment here. You feel like the Lions, if they can find a way out of this, they still got a shot here in this game. It gets hard if they give up too many runs here, as the Bulldogs are threatening once again. Davis swung through an off-speed pitch by Lunsford. Beautiful pitch, gets the strike, and records the first out of the inning.
Yeah, definitely needed to get that out with, like you said, with the cleanup hitter coming up with bases loaded and nobody out. It's always good to get him to strike out.
For sure. Bryce Speakman now, the second lefty in this lineup, steps up to the plate. He does an offer on the first pitch as Lunsford worked upstairs with a fastball. Count goes 1-0. Speakman is 1 for 1 on the day. He singled in the first, and he's 2 for 2 on base. He walked in the second. Another big moment here for the Lions. Corners remain in, middle infield at double play depth. Again, if we can get that ground ball, we can be out of this inning in one pitch. As Speakman fouls one off over towards the third base grandstand area. Piper made a run at it, but it went just out of play. So everyone will reset. 1-1 count, 1 out. Lunsford looking to keep that ball down and get that ground ball. Pitch is on the way. Just misses upstairs on the outside of the plate. Lunsford's been able to paint that spot, and he hits it again. He's within a baseball or so of that spot pretty consistently. That's kind of the margin that he's working on. That one was not called a strike, but a very similar spot to what he's gotten before. That one was just a little bit up. So 2-1 count to Speakman. That one misses low. Like I said, game here is to keep that ball down and try to produce that ground ball. That's going to push the count to 3-1. Corners remain in. Take away anything weak. Pitch on the way, and Speakman hits a line drive into right, and it's going to get down. Studdard comes up throwing as he fielded it on a hop, and Summerall cuts it off there at the mound. So 2 runs will score on that single by Speakman.
Number 16.
Big hit there for the Bulldogs to add 2 more to put them ahead 7-0 now here in the top of the 4th inning. Runners on first and second, 1 out, and the first baseman, Chris Floyd, will come to bat. Floyd had a sac fly in the first and hit to a ground ball to second base in the 2nd inning. Lunsford takes a couple looks at the runner on second, and Floyd turns that around. A high fly ball to Studdard out there in right. Studdard gets underneath it, makes the play. We got a tag from the runner at second. He advances to third. Runner at first held up. So runners on the corners on that F9 put out.
Got an update from down in Enterprise. The Lady Lion softball team goes down to the Wildcats 5-1.
There we go. Do we know how the softball team record-wise is doing? I don't know right off the top of my head.
That makes their record now 11-12 on the season.
All right. Got to play down to second, throw down to second. Jolly swipes the tag and got the runner.
Big one, yeah, but
So
needed
with
that.
Runners on the corner, Speakman with a late steal again. That time Clayton Smith came up gunning, threw a strike down there to Jolly, and Jolly swept the tag and gets the Lions out of that one. But the Bulldogs were able to put up 2 on a big hit by Bryce Speakman, and they lead 7-0 after 3.5. This inning was brought to you by PCI Technologies and iRoof. We thank you for your sponsorship of Prattville Lions baseball. We'll be right back, see if the Lions can't fire this offense up at the bottom of the 4th.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clinton Tractor.
Number 1, Tanner Vandis. I bought for 15 passenger. This is G5. No, this not a challenger.
Bottom 4, and the Lions flip the lineup to the top for the first time in this game as Jackson Kilcrease for the Bulldogs. He's gone all the way so far, and he's struck out 3 and only allowed 1 hit, no runs. And Tanner Vance will get his second plate appearance of the game. First pitch lands for a strike. Kilcrease started that on the outside third of the plate, just above the belt. And Vance doesn't offer, and count will go 0-1.
Thought there might have been a buzz in the broadcast, but I think it's an airplane flying out there.
I think so.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, is it a glider?
That sun is, there it is. Yeah, it looks that way.
Somebody flying a glider over the stadium right now. I was about to get ill because I was like, God dang it, there's a buzz in the sun.
Yeah. Got him a yellow chute and some other color and flying around out there over left field. So not the Goodyear blimp, but we do have something flying overhead here.
It's not a Chinese glider, is it?
No, I don't think so. But you never know. It's not a balloon. 2-1 count here to Vance. That pitch looked like it missed low, and that'll push the count to 3-1. Vance was hit by a pitch in the first. He's batting .400 coming into this game on the season with a .550 on base and a .1270 OPS. So done a nice job producing at the plate for the Lions, trying to get something started, and he does. Ball 4. So 2 for 2 on base today by that leadoff senior, Vance.
Number 18.
And that's going to bring Clayton Smith up to bat for the Lions. Smith 0 for 1 on the day. So Kilcrease worked through, took 3 innings to get through the Lions lineup. Was about as good as you can get it. He only allowed 1 hit and only faced 9 batters in 3 innings. Can't start too much better than that. He allowed the leadoff walk now here in the 4th, and see what the Lions can do with it here. First pitch missed, so counts 1-0 to Smith. As Kilcrease comes set into the plate, working inside on Clayton's hands, and Smith leaves it. That'll push the count to 2-0. Bulldogs middle infield now pinching. That second baseman is shaded way over into the 4-hole quite a bit this game. Shortstop playing a little bit in with Vance over there at first, and Copus over there at third for the Bulldogs has got toes in the grass. A breaking ball there by Kilcrease. Missed upstairs, and that'll push the count to 3-0. Good at bat so far here by Clayton Smith. He does a super nice job of seeing pitches and being aware of what the strike zone is umpire to umpire. Free pitch there basically by Kilcrease with that 3-0 count. Lands for a strike. 3-1 count now. Hitters count here to the senior catcher for the Lions. Kilcrease takes a couple looks over there at first, and Smith gets a timeout. Lions still have time to work their way back in here. Key to that would be putting together a good inning offensively here and start trying to apply some pressure here to this Bulldog starter that's had his way so far. Kilcrease works inside with a 2-seam fastball. Had a lot of arm side run. Again, tried to stay in there on Smith's hands. Smith, knowing the zone, didn't offer. And ball 4. So 2 walks here to start off the 4th inning. And Coach Kevin Hall wants to talk to his senior shortstop, Drew Jolly, before he starts this at bat. So they meet about 20 feet down the baseline. That breaks up, and Jolly will step up to the plate.
Yeah, if you're going to have any chance of making a comeback in this game, you got to make some hay this inning.
Got to produce, and I'm sure that message to Kevin Hall was, give me something on the right-hand side of the field if you see a pitch. So let's get these runners moved. So Bulldogs got corners in. Copus is playing a couple feet inside the baseline over there at third. First baseman is toes on the grass. And again, heavy shade to the 4-hole by the Bulldogs. Leaves a big gap between him and second base, but they're trying to take away that gap here as we're talking about that hit to the right side. Jolly squares up to bunt, And Kilcrease runs that pitch way off the plate. Ball 1. So a couple ways we can move those runners. One's to lay down that bunt and move them over to second and third. Or see if Jolly can produce something hit over onto the right-hand side. Jolly working with a little bit of a closed stance. Kilcrease takes a couple looks. Jolly squares up the bunt again, lays down a bunt, but bunts it foul. That'll even the count up at once. Really important to get these bunts down in situations like this and get them in place. Let's see if Jolly gets the bunt call again here in the 1-1 count. That one first one went just foul. Laid down soft, but just out of play. Kilcrease, long delay here. Finally comes set, and Jolly wisely gets his timeout. As a hitter, you don't want to get your legs locked up in there. Pitcher trying to play with the timing a little bit, and Jolly wisely gets timeout. Resets in the box. No outs. 1-1 count to the 3-hole hitter for the Lions. With runners on first and second, pitch is on the way, and that misses on the outside of the plate. Smith, the catcher for the Bulldogs, tried to frame that one and drag it back in. He received it just on the other side of the chalk, and of course, working for his pitcher there, tried to slide that back in over the plate. Doesn't get the call. So 2-1 count now to Jolly. Kilcrease comes set. Long delay again and to the plate. And that one's going to miss in a very similar spot. That'll push the count to 31 here.
Yeah, Kilcrease is getting close to 50 pitches on this outing. He was cruising pretty easily in the first innings, but now he's having a little trouble finding the strike zone. So this will be a prime time for the Lions to capitalize.
Big pitch right here, as Milzer said. 3-1 count. Kilcrease takes a look back at second to the plate, and he yanks, try to get something extra on a fastball, gets away from the catcher and goes to the backstop. So 3 Lions seniors now on the base pass. All 3 work their way to walks. And Opelika's coach is going to come out and talk to his pitcher here. Again, head coach Zach Blatt. He's been coaching the Bulldogs now since 2017.
And that is a very familiar name to Lions sports fans if you've been around for a little over a decade or so. Back during the football championship runs, he played for the Opelika Bulldogs. So I remember that name vividly. And he was also an outstanding baseball player. He was a relief pitcher for Auburn University for a while too. So that's a name, one of those names you just never forget.
That's right.
I remember calling his name out back. Me and Wayne Mooney doing games back in 2007. So
now coaching for the Bulldogs, been there since 2017, won a couple area championships. One of those was last year. And Grant Williams, senior, left fielder, steps up from the right-hand side with bases loaded and no outs. And Kilcrease again misses that one's called strike one. That pitch was just off the plate. Gets the call. That definitely went in the Bulldogs' favor there. So 0-1 count now to the senior. Williams been in the 4th spot now. Last few games. Done a nice job at the plate so far this season for the Lions. And Kilcrease lands a breaking ball there for strike 2. 0-2 count now to Williams. Corner still in for the Bulldogs, and middle infield's at double play depth. See what Kilcrease does here with his 0-2 count, and he rears back and throws his best fastball until he got probably even a little grunt on that one, as that was a little harder than he's been throwing here so far, and Williams swings through it for strike 3. So 1 away, and designated hitter junior Zach Irby will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to short in his first plate appearance in the second. Irby goes to work from the right-hand side, and Kilcrease starts him off on the hands. Zach doesn't offer, and count goes to 1-0. Again, Lions got to find a way to produce some runs here. Got those white unis dotted on every base. 1 out. Great opportunity here to get some of those 7 runs back here. Kilcrease comes set into the plate. Breaking ball, lands, strike 2. That one started on the center, outside third of the plate and just kind of worked off. So it looks like we're in a 1-1 count. Better situation for the Lions. And Kilcrease comes to the plate. That one missed low. And should push the count to 2-1 now. So, yes, that's correct. 2-1 count. So hitters count here for Irby with bases juiced. Big moment here for the Lions. We'd love to get on the move here, and pitch is on the way, and inside pitch. Zach doesn't offer at that one, and that'll push the count to 3-1. So nowhere to put him now. Pressure pitch here for Kilcrease for sure. Really has not faced much of any adversity, but he's walked 3 now here in the 4th. Head coach giving him some leeway with the big lead, and that pitch misses, ball 4. So nice at bat there by Irby, and walks a run home for the Lions with the 4th walk of the inning. So bases juiced still, and Lions trailing 7-1 now. And junior Landon Summerall will come plate. He grounded out to short in his first at bat in the 2nd. So comes into this plate appearance, 0 for 1 on the night. Bulldogs defense backs up to even or behind the bag at the corners, and the middle will stay at double play depth. Oh, breaking ball started upstairs, up towards Summerall's chin.
Yeah, he's really starting to struggle to find the strike zone here, so you can be really choosy on watching these pitches now, because he's got to show that he can throw a strike right now.
Lions definitely want to make him do that. We'll take free runs until they start making us hit our way back in. And ground ball's going to get through, and that should produce 2 runs. Hillier crosses the plate as he was on running for Smith, the catcher.
Number 24.
So 7-2 now by the single from Landon Summerall. Plates another run for the Lions. So Landon did a nice job and did exactly what you're coached to do. Got him a pitch on the outside of the plate and hit a ground ball right back through the 4-hole between the second baseman and the first baseman out into right field. And so the bases are still loaded now. 1 out. And Mason Piper, the sophomore, comes up to bat. He hit into a 1-3 put out in his first plate appearance. 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch lands for a strike. Count goes 0-1. As the sun starts to go down and shade starts to work in from left field over the shortstop and over towards the pitcher's mound here. Beautiful night. But Lions could make it better here as the ball gets away from the catcher. He couldn't find it. Got to the back of the dirt. Coach Hall thought about sending Jolly over there at third, but the catcher found the ball and picked it up, so the Lions runners hold up.
The one place the sun is not putting any shade is in the press box right now. This is that magic time of day where being able to see out these windows is going to be difficult.
It is a challenge. 1-1 count now to Piper. Pitch is on its way, misses up and away.
You have to wonder how long they're going to stick with Kilcrease, because he's really struggling to find the strike zone this inning.
My guess is a hit for sure gets him out here, because that would produce likely 2 runs, and that'd be the end of the day for Kilcrease. Let's see what happens. And we got a hard ground ball at short. No play at second, so they're going to have to work over to first, and that'll plate another run as Jolly comes across. So the fielder's choice plates another run for the Lions. We'll leave Lions runners on second and third now with 2 away. So that was a sharply hit ground ball right at the shortstop. He dropped to a knee, fielded it on a hop, popped up, looked to flip an underhand lead as he was about 15 feet on the left-hand side of the bag, but the second baseman was shaded over to the 4 and just couldn't get there. So Opelika's shortstop just had to go to first and get the out that he could get. So fortunate there for the Lions that we did no double play. And that ball turned around out into left. It's a single by Ashton Cannon, and that's going to plate 2 runs, and that should do it for Kilcrease as Summerall and Zach Irby cross the plate for the Lions and make the score 7-5. Nice single there by Cannon. He jumped on that first pitch, hit a line drive single out over third base and into the grass to plate 2 runs for the Lions. And Kilcrease will continue here with a Lions runner at second. I'm a little bit surprised here. This must mean that they're looking to try to get him back to the top of the lineup. Pitch is on the way to Studdard. That's going to connect outside, strike 1.
And the perfect distraction is going on the field right now is the smoke from the from the grill is starting to creep across the infield now.
I wasn't sure if we had a Van Halen concert that broke out over on third base or, hey, great time to go to the concession stand. It smells really good. And Studdard swings on one, just caught a piece of it, hit a chopper right back towards the pitcher. And Kilcrease is going to field that one about 10 feet in front of the plate, shoot it over to first base and get out of a jam. But the Lions hang up 5, and now we got a ball game after 4, ladies and gentlemen. Lions trail by 2, 7-5 here through 4. This inning was brought to you by PCI Technologies and iRoof. We thank you for your sponsorship of Prattville Lions baseball. We'll be right back for the top of the 5th.
Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Top of the 5th inning, Prattville Lions baseball continues. The Lions sent 9 hitters to the plate in the bottom of the 4th, produced 5 runs on 2 hits and a flurry of walks to get the bases loaded up. And we got a ball game now, 7-5. Junior Nate Lunsford will continue on the mound for the Lions, and he's going to face 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for the Bulldogs. So great opportunity here for the Lions facing the bottom of the order. They'd love to get a quick inning and retire these 3 and not flip it back to the top. And the Lions will send their 1, 2, and 3 hitters back to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. So great opportunity in this game for the Lions as they've scratched their way back in it. And Lunsford lands that first pitch fastball for a strike. So 0-1 count to Copus, the third baseman, 7-hole hitter here for the Lions. He's 1 for 2 so far on the day. He singled in the first. Off-speed pitch hit over to Piper, and that ball looks like it's in play, and Copus rounds first, and he's headed to second. So Piper worked it. It was not sharply hit. Took a hop or 2 in the grass. Piper went to field it, backhanded on a hop, and I don't know if he lost the ball or something. He kind of, by the way he kind of moved, it looks like the ball kind of jumped on him or he didn't see it for a second, and it went right, bounced over the bag, and so sent across the bag. It was in fair play, and that's going to be put a Bulldogs runner on second base.
Yeah, this game right here is very similar to what happened last night when I was watching a game. I caught the first little bit of the Auburn-Georgia Tech game, and Auburn fell down 7-0 in the first 3 innings. And then about 4 hours later, Auburn wins the game 12-11 in 12 innings. So
that's crazy.
So comebacks are possible from a 7-0 deficit. So
yeah, Auburn did that the other night. We went over there on Saturday, and they were trailing, 7 or 8-0, and had a big rally in the ninth, and ended up losing by a run with bases loaded. One more hit, and they would have stolen that game from Southeast Louisiana. So a little bit of a roller coaster going on with Auburn baseball over there last few games. So 7-5 now. Opelika with a runner at second, and the designated hitter Slade Clayton at the plate for the Bulldogs. He squares up, bunch one right back at Lunsford. He fields it clean, shoots it over to Summerall. That's going to move the Bulldogs runner over to third with 1 out. So the Bulldogs traded it out to advance that runner over to third.
When I was talking about that smoke being a distraction, I was talking about being a distraction from me. Those burgers smell good.
They do smell good. If you're here on site, go grab one over at the concession.
And we got another game tonight, so come on out and grab some dinner and your dinner out here and catch a ball game.
That's right. Great night for it. Don't worry about the cool temperatures. Infield in for the Lions. And first pitch turned around by the pitcher, Kilcrease. He hits one out into straightaway center field. That one's caught by Vance, but that sac fly will plate the run for the Bulldogs, and they get one back that they gave up. But 2 away now, and they flip the order back to the top. And Taylor Fields, the second baseman, will get his 4th plate appearance of the game with 2 away. And now the Bulldogs go back up by 3. So no runners on. Base paths are now clear. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Lunsford working from the right side. He's going to stay in the stretch with no runners on. Working from the right-hand side of the rubber, and he comes to the plate. Works outside. That one misses. Count goes 1-0. Coming into this inning, Nate had only allowed 1 hit and struck out 1. He gets a fly ball. We got left field on the run. Williams is going to scoop that one up just off of the fence and work it back in. That'll be a stand-up double for Fields. So he got a hold of that one, gave it a ride out in the left center gap. Williams was on the run, and it probably 1 or 2 hopped the fence out there in left center. So Opelika in business with a big 2-out hit and a runner in scoring position with Brody Jones, the shortstop, coming to the plate. He's 2 for 3 on the day. He singled in the first and the 4th, struck out in the second. So another big moment here as it looked like the Lions are kind of stealing the momentum. Fly ball hit out into right field. Studdard working to his left, makes the catch. So the F9 put out retires the side. The Bulldogs scrap and get a run back on the board and get another big 2-out hit. But the threat is ended, and score is 8-5 now as we head to the bottom of the 5th. The Lions are bringing their top of the lineup in. It's time to do some business here and see if we can't tie this ball game up. This inning was brought to you by Prattville Lions sponsors Job Well Done and Pest Pro. We thank you for your sponsorship of Prattville Lions baseball. We'll be right back.
Before you buy your next new vehicle, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices on pre-owned vehicles, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
I'm Brad at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. To find your next car, truck, or SUV, visit us at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices and huge inventory, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Be sure to like our Larry Puckett Chevrolet Facebook page. Who knows, you could be our next winner.
Save time and save money at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Hey folks, this is Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center, and did you know there's all kind of dogs that we can feed, like Sleepy dog, hot dog, creek dog, swimming dog, hunting dog, shaggy dog, lap dog, window dog, riding dog, hiding dogs, puppy dog, standing dog, hat dog, cozy dog, family dog, even a dancing dog man. So come see us at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville, and we can even feed your kitty cat too.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Prattville Lions baseball continues, and much to my surprise, Jackson Kilcrease will continue on the mound for the Bulldogs, and he's going to face the top of the Lions lineup now for the third time. So Zach Black going with his righty, and Kilcrease has done a very nice job, especially through the first 3 innings, really controlled the Lions offense, but Lions sent 9 hitters to the plate in the last inning and put up a 5 spot with a 3-run lead. Coach Blatt is going to let his righty face the Lions lineup for the third time. So let's see if the Lions offense can make him pay for this.
Yeah, 66 pitches so far, so he's starting to get on up there.
And the Lions have seen his stuff. The first pitch swung on, ground ball to the shortstop. And Vance in a bang-bang play called out at first. So first pitch swung on. Vance hit one right back up the middle. Shortstop for the Bulldogs fielded it on a hop about 10 feet off to the left-hand side of the bag and bobbled it a little bit on the transfer, but made a really nice throw, heated that one up and threw a strike over there to first. And a bang-bang play beat Vance out. So 1 down. So far, advantage Bulldogs here, keeping Kilcrease in the game. Second pitch swung on by Smith. Another ground ball right at the shortstop. He handles this one. Throws another strike over there to first base. And 2 outs. So Kilcrease, as Milzer was mentioning, 66 pitches in. Facing the top of the order for his 3rd time. The last thing that this Lions offense wanted to do was make this an easy inning on him. And now he's thrown 2 pitches and recorded 2 outs. This was still a good opportunity for the Lions to try to get him out of here. And let's see as Jolly comes to plate now for his 3rd plate appearance of the game. First pitch misses away. Jolly 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in the 1st, and he walked in the 4th. Facing Kilcrease for the 3rd time as well here. Kilcrease comes set and to the plate, and he yanks that one way out in the left-hand side batter's box. Count will go 2-0. So these Prattville hitters, by the 3rd time you've seen a pitcher, especially at this high school level, you've seen what they have. And so Vance and Smith being aggressive, they've seen it, they knew, and they swung on, had some opportunities with some fastballs, and we just weren't able to take advantage of them, so you really can't fault the strategy, but it really worked out for the Bulldogs as, again, they recorded 2 quick outs, which helps Kilcrease out as now he's pushed his pitch count up to 71 as he missed with another ball. 3-0 count now to Jolly. Free pitch, lands a strike, center cut the plate down by the knee, so Jolly in a 3-1 count now. As the shade continues to progress here over the field, full infield's pretty much covered in shade now. And Kilcrease comes to plate. Jolly hits a single out into the left center gap. And the Lions have a 2-out runner on. So Jolly got a fastball, drove it out into the left center gap to continue to run that pitch count up on Kilcrease.
Yeah, it would be nice if we can get a little 2-out rally right here.
For sure. And
battled back from 7-0 to get it to 7-5, and then Opelika scores 1 in the top half of the 5th. So 3 runs.
We got a ball game here. Senior Grant Williams comes to the plate, and we got a pick over to first. Jolly slides back in safely. Looking to run the bases wisely here. Coach Kevin Hall giving the signal there to Jolly. Jolly adds a half step to his lead. And I know what the call is, but I'm not going to say it. Let's see what happens here. Breaking ball, swung on by Williams. He hits a ground ball right to short. And an underhand lead over to the second baseman is going to get the Bulldogs out of this inning on the fielder's choice. So Kilcrease now 74 pitches in, and he's gone 5 innings. He has allowed 4 hits, struck out 4, walked 4, and allowed 5 runs here on the day. So as we head now into the 6th inning, your Lions trail by 3. Nate Lunsford going to continue on the mound for the Lions. He's had 2 innings of work so far, and he'll work into the 3rd here, and he will face 3, 4, and 5. So that heart and soul of the Bulldogs lineup. So let's see what Lunsford does here as we head into the 6th inning. This inning brought to you by Job Well Done and Pest Pro. We'll be right back with more Prattville Lions baseball here in a minute.
Chip Powell here with Lewis Mills, service manager of Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. Lewis, talk to us about your Express Oil Change.
Well, our Express Oil Change, we have a full-line mechanical shop. We do 10-minute oil changes, and we are a full-fledged tire shop. We're a direct dealer with Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and Yokohama.
When you need service, your oil change and tires, come here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change and Tires Engineer.
Number 8, Jake Smith.
Top of the 6th inning again. The Bulldogs sending their 3, 4, and 5 hole hitters in this game to the plate. They're holding on to a 3-run lead. Lions kind of took some of the momentum back in the bottom of the 4th. Opelika rebounded with a run of their own. First pitch swung on by the 3-hole hitter Jake Smith, and he hits a line drive out into the right center gap and stuttered as he scooped it up. Kind of lost the handle on the ball, and that's going to allow Smith to continue over to second. So it's a pretty routine line drive single, stuttered, worked in, did a nice job getting to it. And on the transfer, I believe something happened. The ball got away from him, and Smith aggressively continued over there to second base. So runner on second now with no outs. And Davis Ford will come to the plate. One of 2 lefties here in the Bulldogs lineup. He is 1 for 3 on the day, facing Lunsford for his 2nd time. He was actually the first batter that Lunsford faced in the 4th, and Nate struck him out. First pitch misses away. A lot of arm side run, and Nate started that pretty far off the plate in the right-hand batter's box, and it continued on. So 1-0 count to Davis Ford with a runner in scoring position. Lions definitely need to keep this to 3 runs. Pitch is in the same spot. Almost looks like a pitch out as Smith works up to his feet. Fields that over in the right-hand batter's box. Opelika has been very aggressive with their leads at second. Jolly working behind the base runner now. See if he flashes the glove. Got corners in. Jolly going to bounce back to his all over there at first. Another attempted bunt, not laid down, and it's fouled off.
That's about the 2 widest bunts I've ever seen. I mean, he's bunting toward his own dugout.
Sure
from the right-hand side.
And senior Nate Lunsford now over there on third base, in for sophomore Mason Piper. Lunsford takes a look. The glove is flashed, but he doesn't pick. So that's a little bit of a dangerous situation when the glove is flashed by the shortstop and the pitcher doesn't pick and comes to the plate. It leaves that whole left side of the field wide open. So the Lions need to get together on their communication there, because if the glove is flashed and Lunsford doesn't want to pick, he needs to step off the mound. Jolly's going to bounce back into position this time, and Lunsford will come to the plate. Breaking ball hit right back up the middle. Jolly working to his left, makes a beautiful diving play, but the throw is not quite in time. Jolly fielded it behind the bag at second, dove and scooped it up, popped to his feet. Bang, bang play over at first, but the throw is just a little bit late. But Jolly did a nice job keeping that in the infield and preventing the Bulldogs from scoring a run there. So on the infield hit, the Bulldogs will have runners at first and third, and that'll send the center fielder Bryce Speakman to the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the day. He singled in the first and in the 4th. He fouls the first pitch off out of play. So no outs. Lions trailing by 3, 8-5 here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners on the corners for the Bulldogs. Senior Bryce Speakman, he'll play at the plate there. Looks like that one missed a little bit low and away. So 2-1 count now to Speakman. Speakman produced a big hit in the 4th that scored 2 runs. And that was a 2-out hit for the Bulldogs. And he hits a high fly ball out into right field, right towards the scoreboard, and stuttered on the run, not able to make the play. That one's going to get down and headed to third. We're going to have a play at third. Looks like Speakman slides in there safe. As a bang-bang play at third, the ball looked like it beat him there, but he's called safe over there at third, and that's going to score 2 runs. So the second 2-run hit in a row by the senior Speakman pushes the score to 10-5, and the Bulldogs go back up by 5 after the Lions had kind of regained the momentum there in the 4th, and that will end the day for Lunsford. Looks like senior Braden Smith will come on and throw. So Lunsford had done a nice job in his 2 innings of work coming on in relief and had quieted down the Bulldogs offense, but they've strung together 3 hits in a row here in the 6th inning and go back up by 5. And so Braden Smith now, senior right-hander, will come on in relief for the Lions. So as he warms up, we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more action here in the top of the 6th.
The folks at Jones Drug are proud to say they're a locally owned and a family-owned pharmacy, and no one cares for you more than your neighbors at Jones Drug. Buying local from Jones Drug means your money stays in your community, making local organizations even stronger.
Hey folks, this is James Jones, owner and pharmacist of Jones Drugs in Prattville, Millbrook, Greenville, Montgomery. Since 1996, the Jones family has been proud to serve the area and has always taken pride in service to our customers. Come let us show you how we can be your health partner and not just a pill store.
It's a long pass down the amazing aisles at Prattville Pickers. It's a great catch, showing thousands of incredible treasures. It's the biggest lineup of rustic wood furniture at the Depot Furniture Gallery. It's the national champion of antiques, collectibles, treasures. The Depot Furniture Gallery at Prattville Pickers. A winning combination for home, lifestyle, and recreation. Don't let the game clock run out before you make a winning catch at Prattville Pickers. Highway 82 West. Shop PrattvillePickers.com and Facebook.
So as the sun goes down behind the trees out in left field, we're fully in shade here. You can feel the temperature start to come down. So we're expecting a cool night. And the Bulldogs will send Chris Floyd to the plate, their first baseman, to face off against Braden Smith, who's now in on relief for the Lions. And the Lions go full infield in with that runner over there at third base. Pitch is on the way. Smith works in on the hands of Floyd. Floyd doesn't offer, and that one missed just inside. Count's going to go 1-0. Floyd is 0 for 2 on the day. And Smith comes to the plate, and that one runs in and looks like it hit Floyd. And so that'll put him on and put runners on the corners for the Bulldogs with that hit by pitch. That'll bring junior Russell Kopis, got to start at third base for the Bulldogs here in this game, to the plate. He is 2 for 3 on the day. He singled in the first and in the 5th. And a pinch runner is going to come out to run for the Bulldogs' first baseman, Caden Blair. So runners on the corners, no outs. Bulldogs have gone back up by 5 now. Kind of retake command here of this ball game as the Lions had scratched their way back in it, gotten it down to 2.
Number 7, Russell.
The Bulldogs have stretched it back out here. The right-hander, junior Russell Kopis, steps up to the plate, starting with a neutral stance, and he'll face off against Braden Smith. Pitch on the way. Smith works inside again. That one lands for a strike. Cubs didn't offer, probably just above the knees. Inside, count will go 0-1. So no outs. Bulldogs strung 3 hits together to start this inning and got the hit by pitch, and they're on the move as a runner advances to second. And we're going to have a play at the plate. Had a wild pitch that went to the backstop, and that's going to plate the runner at third for the Bulldogs, and they're going to go up 11-5. The pinch runner, Blair, moved over to second on that. And so score goes to 11-5 as the Bulldogs add 3 here in the top of the 6th. And no outs with the 7-hole hitter for the Bulldogs at the plate. Corners will remain in. Braden takes a couple looks at the runner back there on second and comes to the plate. High fly ball on the left side of the infield. Dylan Lunsford works underneath that one just in foul territory to the left side of third base bag, and he's going to make the play for the first out of the inning. So 1 away now, runner in scoring position over there at second.
Number 3, Trent Henderson.
And we got a pinch hitter coming on for the Bulldogs. First pitch lands for a strike. So Trent Henderson got the start in left tonight, but Slade Clayton was DHing for him, and now he's going to bat for himself here in the 6th inning with the Bulldogs up 11-5. Smith works upstairs, and Clayton Smith throws down to third, and the runner will slide in there safe. So the runner got a good jump. Pitch work kind of inside by Braden Smith. Clayton Smith came up throwing over there in third, but the throw is not in time, and the Bulldogs now have a runner at third with 1 out and a 6-run lead here in the top of the 6th. Corners, and looks like we're going to go full infield again. So all infielders will have toes on the grass as Braden Smith comes to plate, and we got a ground ball through the 6th hole for a hit, and that'll plate another run and put the Bulldogs up 12-5. And that will send the starting pitcher, Jackson Kilcrease, to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He singled in the second, struck out in the third, and hit a sac fly in the 5th.
Jackson Kilcrease.
And Lions now with a runner on first will play with third baseman Lunsford over there about 3 feet behind the bag. Henderson got a pretty big walking lead over there. Clayton Smith received the pitch and kind of came up in a throwing position but didn't throw. And that reset the Bulldogs base runner, and Braden Smith comes to the plate, working in on the hands. I believe that one missed, so count should go 1-1. So some aggressive base running by Henderson over there on first. Let's see if Clayton Smith doesn't come up throwing here. Throw behind him here in a second. Smith's in his secondary, and that one's fouled off out of play on the right-hand side. So we got Smith throwing to Smith here. Braden Smith throwing to Clayton Smith here in the top of the 6th for the Lions. And the Bulldogs have put up a crooked number here in this inning, and well, that 4 have gone up by 7. Their biggest, well, tied for their biggest lead of the day, and Henderson's on the run. Smith blocks that breaking ball up, keeps it in front of him, and the Bulldogs base runner will advance to second. So with 1 away, Jackson Kilcrease up to bat in the 9 spot. Gone the distance on the mound for the Bulldogs. Facing off against Braden Smith. Smith shakes the pitch call. Takes a couple looks back at second. Throws a fastball away. Called strike. Strike 3. Nice pitch there by Smith. He shook whatever the call was. and went to a fastball away. Kilcrease didn't offer.
Number 1, Taylor Fields.
Got the strikeout. So 2 down now as the lineup flips back to the top for the Bulldogs. They're sending their 8th hitter to the plate of this inning, and that's going to be Taylor Fields, the second baseman, coming up to bat. He swings on a first pitch fastball, hits a fly ball out into left. Grant Williams on the run and working to
It's a fantastic time to buy a zero-turn mower from Prattville Outdoors. All Gravely, Toro, and Aaron's zero-turn mowers are on sale. Go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. Buy now with no money down, no interest for 48 months, and payments start at only $66 per month. Add an Echo trimmer and blower, and payments are only $74 per month. Prattville Outdoors has the parts and service department to back up every sale. Go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com or see them at 118 Highway 82 West.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Of the 6th inning, Prattville Lions baseball continues, and Jackson Kilcrease continues on the mound for the Bulldogs. Now that 7-run lead,
10,
74 pitches in. He's got some left in the tank, and he'll continue on the mound here, again with that big cushion that affords them the opportunity. I'm convinced the Lions were about 1 hit away from getting him out of the inning, but the Bulldogs offense, or getting him out of the game, but the Bulldogs offense has given their pitching staff a chance to continue a pitcher on and save some pitching here for game 2 should they need it. Kilcrease facing off against 5, 6, and 7 in this inning. The first of those is DH junior Zach Irby. First pitch missed. Second pitch he swung on and fouled off over the Lions dugout over there. So Zach finds himself in a 1-1 count here. Zach batting .273 on the season and a .385 on base, and has been fantastic on the mound as a starting pitcher so far for the Lions. Zach transferred into the Lions here this year and has been a big contributor here in the 2023 season so far for this team. In a 2-1 count now. As that third pitch missed, and that one right on the outside of the plate, right around the knees. Kilcrease gets the call there, and that'll push the count to Irby even at 2. Irby batting from the right-hand side as darkness is starting to fall over Roger Lambert. That pitch missed away, and that'll push the count to full for the junior. This is Irby's third look at Kilcrease here on the night. Full count. Pitch on the way, upstairs and in, and Irby gets the Lions a leadoff walk.
Number 9, Landon Sumrall.
On the face of my city, co-signed by Diddy, hard liquor.
So Kilcrease started to struggle in the 4th. He walked 4 of the first 5 hitters he faced in the 4th. The Lions also sprinkled some hits in there and got in business and scored some runs. Got this game close. Kilcrease continued into the 5th and was able to kind of work through somewhat of a quick inning and seemed a little bit more comfortable again in the 5th. after really rolling through the first 3 innings, but delivers a leadoff walk to Irby here in the 6th. And now facing off against junior Landon Summerall. Landon's 1 for 2 on the day. He singled in the 4th. First pitch landed for a strike, and Kilcrease comes to the plate. That's fastball, gets away from the catcher, and Irby's going to advance to second. So 1-1 count to Summerall, and Irby now in scoring position for the Lions. Corners playing even now for the Bulldogs, and actually the first baseman is going to walk up onto the grass. Shortstop working behind Irby, and again, that heavy shade over into the 4-hole that the second baseman tends to do for the Bulldogs in these situations. Pitch gets away from the catcher. Irby takes off, slides in safely there at third on a bang-bang play. So that pitch worked well into the left-hand batter's box, and the catcher reached out and picked it, and he knew he had blocked that ball down onto the ground, so he played it a little bit coy and looked down at the ball, and Irby had a pretty good jump and took off, and the catcher picked it up and tried to flash his arm there, and we had a bang-bang play at third, and Irby wins that battle and slides in safe. The catcher really just kind of baited Irby into running there, and Irby beat him out. As that 4th pitch of the at-bat for Summerall is fouled straight back, and that's going to push the count even at 2. So with no outs, Irby now at third for the Lions. Summerall continues his at-bat. Long delay here by Kilcrease, and he comes to the plate. And Summerall puts the barrel out there, fights that pitch off, fouls it off out of play over the Lions dugout there on the first base side. So everybody will reset, and the count will remain at 2-2 with no outs. Lions trailing by 7 here in the 6th. Heavy shade to the 4-hole by the second baseman still. That pitch bounces. That's going to put the count full to the junior. Again, Summerall's done a great job this season at first base. Been very strong defensively over there for the Lions, and really started to come on here at the plate over about the last 10 days for the Lions as well. Inside pitch. Summerall, nice at bat there. Doesn't offer on that one, in on his hands. Ball 4. And the Lions have runners on the corners now with 2 walks. 87 pitches in now is Kilcrease, and that looks like that's going to do it. As head coach Zach Blatt's going to come out and take the ball from Kilcrease. Gives him a pat as they're going to change pitchers. Kilcrease really did a nice job against this Lions offense on the day. He allowed 4 hits, struck out 4, and ended up walking 6, which sounds like a lot, but really most of those are concentrated in that 4th. And with his offense doing such a nice job, putting up the big numbers, that allowed him to go deep. So 87 pitches in. So a good outing for Jackson Kilcrease for the Bulldogs. And they will give way now here to a relief pitcher. We will check his number. I believe that's going to be Chris Floyd moving over from first base for the Bulldogs. We'll double check that to close it out. With the Lions now with runners on first and third, we'll face a new arm. We'll be right back with more Prattville Lions baseball in just a minute.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
For well over 50 years, the river region has depended on Arrow Pest Control, which has grown to be one of the largest and most respected pest control science leaders in the area. Pest control is a science that eliminates pests that invade and potentially damage your property. They use only the top-rated pest control products, including the Centricon termite colony elimination system. Arrow Pest Control was built on customer service and satisfaction, and that's still number one today. Call us 334-365-4610 and find out about mosquito control. Arrow, your best shot for pest control.
The Lions go back to work here. Ashton, check that. Dylan Lunsford will come to the plate for his first plate appearance of the game. And he'll face off against right-handed reliever for the Bulldogs, Parker Kilcrease. Kilcrease will go to work from the right-hand side. Stalky build, probably about 6'0", probably goes about 225, might be 5'11". He misses with that first pitch away. Ball one. Dylan Lunsford getting his first plate appearance of this ball game. He's been over there at third for the last couple, 3 innings for the Lions. And he goes to work from the right side. A breaking ball there from Kilcrease. Lunsford doesn't offer. It lands for a strike. That one, big sweeping breaking ball. It started very clearly up and had a pretty strong 11-5, maybe even kind of 10-4 action. It just kind of swept down and across the plate. Not necessarily a sharp bite, just kind of a long sweeping bender. So runners on first and third now for the Lions with no outs here in the top of the sixth. 2 walks have got the Lions in business here. And that pitch is going to go to the backstop. And Irby's going to slide in there, safe, to push the score to 12-6 for the Lions. Summerall advanced to second on that as well. And the count's going to go to 2-1 to senior Dylan Lunsford. So with that runner at second, Bulldogs going to go corners even with the bag to in. Shortstop back there working the runner at second, and a strong, heavy shade by the second baseman over into that 4-hole gap between second base and first. Anything back up to the middle, just to the right side of the mound, that's hit with any type of pace is definitely going to get through out into right field. Second baseman going to slide a little bit more to his left on this play, not quite as heavy of a shade. Counts even to Lunsford at 2s. Kilcrease takes a couple looks back there at second and to the plate. That pitch had some arm side run and was up, and Lunsford offered but swung underneath it. And that'll be the first out
14,
of the inning
Cannon.
for the Lions. Ashton Cannon, junior second baseman, will come to the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the day. He singled in the third and in the fourth. Had a big single in the fourth, which we showed you on replay over there on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're getting replays tonight. Mills are over here working the cameras, trying to bring you all the action that we can here. Multiple media forms here for you to watch these Prattville Lions play baseball here tonight. We're getting late here in game 1. Looking to game 2. First pitch to Cannon, misses upstairs. 1-0 count. Game tempo slowed down a little bit here as Parker Kilcrease, one of those pitchers that likes to take a lot of time in between pitches. Those a breaking ball that misses up and away. Again, kind of a big sweep on that bender. If you're willing to sit back on it, it's one that you can definitely barrel up because you're going to see that pitch for a long time. But you just have to be disciplined and really sit back. So runner at second. Landon Summerall over there for the Lions. Fastball swung on by Cannon. Fouled off straight back. everybody's going to reset here. Second baseman for the Bulldogs out there kind of windmilling, stretching his arms and hopping up and down. Just trying to keep the blood flowing here. Another breaking ball. That one misses. Away, it bounced. Count will go 3-1. Every pitcher's got their own kind of style and their own tempo. Defenders definitely like it when the action is quick. Keeps them on their toes and keeps them moving. Gilcrease comes to the plate, and Cannon swung through that pitch. That's going to push the count full. So Gilcrease worked kind of back inside. That pitch was on the inner third of the plate, and Cannon was on time but swung underneath it. So full count now with one away. Gilcrease facing his second batter. And that pitch is fouled off out of play by Cannon down the left-hand side, so everybody will reset.
Number 17.
Gilcrease struck out the first batter that he faced, and well, let me check what happened there. I thought that ball was fouled off out of play. Bills, did you see what happened there?
I couldn't see over that far.
A little confused. It kind of went off out of our field of vision here. So they must have made the play over there in left and caught the foul ball. Went out of my sight, and I thought it was just out of play, but it looks like it was caught. So that's going to be 2 away now, and Charlie Dudley will come on and pinch hit for Jack Studdard here in the 6th. First pitch on the outside third of the plate. Dudley doesn't offer. Looks like it might have missed upstairs, so count's going to go 1-0. Second pitch in there, around the knees. Looks like that one missed low, so 2-0 count now to the junior, Charlie Dudley. Dudley's done a nice job in his plate appearances so far. He's had 11 of them coming into tonight's game. Pitch is on the way. Dudley swings on that one, hits it straight up. Catcher working underneath it right there about 5 feet from the plate and catches it right on the first baseline for the F2 putout. So Parker Gilcrease comes on in relief after 2 walks from their starter, and Gilcrease retires 3 in a row to get the Bulldogs out of that inning. Lions hang up 1. They trail by 6, though, as we head to the 7th. We'll be right back with more Prattville Lions baseball. This inning brought to you by Ernest and Associates and Chick-fil-A. We thank you for your sponsorship of Prattville Lions baseball. We'll be right back.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clinton Tractor.
Top of the 7th inning.
Number 10, Brady Jones.
Braden Smith continuing on the mound for the Lions. He will work from the stretch from the hard right side of the rubber. First pitch is on its way. And it's fouled off out of play by the shortstop, Brody Jones. Jones is 2 for 3 on the day. He singled in the first and in the fourth. Getting his 5th plate appearance of the night here in the 7th. So it gives you an idea that the Bulldogs offense has been active. Here's 2, 3, and 4 will come to the plate here in the 7th, and all of them will be having their 5th plate appearances of the game. And that pitch was on the outside of the plate, and it looked like Jones kind of check swinged on that one, and it's called strike 3. So Braden records a strikeout there, and that'll bring Jake Smith to the plate for the Bulldogs. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He reached on an error in the second and singled in the 6th. He swings on a first pitch. It's a high fly ball out into left field right at Grant Williams. And Williams going to make the play out there and left for the F7 putout. So Braden Smith retired the first 2 that he's faced here in the 7th, right in the meat of the Bulldogs lineup.
Number 2, Davis Ford.
And Davis Ford, the lefty cleanup hitter for the Bulldogs, will come to the plate. He's 2 for 4 on the day. He swings on a first pitch, hits a fly ball out into center, gets over Vance's head, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Ford. So first pitch fastball swung on by Ford. Hit it a long way there. Vance was on the run. Reached up to try to make a play over his left shoulder as he was running to his left and deep. That one got down, and a stand-up 2-out double for the Bulldogs. And that's going to bring Bryce Speakman, center fielder for the Bulldogs, to the plate. Braden Smith throws him a fastball away just above the knees. That one lands on the outside of the plate for strike 1. Speakman is 3 for 3 on the day. He singled in the first, the fourth, and doubled in the 6th. 2 of those hits have been very productive. I think he's had at least 4 RBIs, I know, just in the last 2 hits on the day. So with 2 outs, a runner on second, Braden Smith goes to work in a 1-1 count. And I think that pitch missed away. That'll push the count to 2-1. Smith toes the rubber. Gets the call from Smith, gives him a nod, takes a look back at second, and he comes to the plate. That one misses out and away. We're going to throw behind the runner, and that ball gets out into center field. And the Bulldogs will push that runner over to third. So runner on second with 2 away. Moves over to third, so now we got 2 outs and a 3-1 count now to Speakman, left-handed center fielder. Braden Smith comes to the plate. That one's going to miss it away and put runners on the corners now for the Bulldogs. With ball 4 there. So the Lions got 2 quick outs, but a big double by Ford, and now a walk from Speakman has the Bulldogs threatening again with a 12-6 lead here in the top of the 7th. 2 away, and the first baseman, Chris Floyd, will come to the plate. He swings on the first pitch that he sees, fouls it off straight back. Floyd is 0 for 2 on the day. Was hit by a pitch in his last at bat in the 6th.
Number 16, Chris Floyd.
Had a sac fly in the first, grounded to second, and flew out to right in the 4th. Big young man batting from the right-hand side. He probably goes about 6'1", 220, maybe 6'2". Counts 0-2 now to Floyd as that last pitch landed for a strike. So big pitch now here for Braden Smith. Would like to end this Bulldogs threat. Throws a breaking ball, starts it on the outside part of the plate. It works off, and Floyd doesn't offer. That'll push the count to 1-2. Smith comes set and to the plate. Works in on the hands of Floyd. He fouls that off, straight back out of play. Count will remain at 1-2. Smith comes set, checks the runner at first. Clayton Smith bounces to the outside of the plate, and Braden Smith works on the outside third and low. Another ball, and that'll even the count up at 2s. And senior Clayton Smith is going to go out and talk to the righty pitcher. So again, 2 quick outs. Braden Smith looking to make a pitch here and get the Lions out of this inning and see what they can do in the bottom of the 7th, trailing by 6. Top 20 matchup, 2 7A teams. Opelika's played a pretty tough schedule. Runner on the move, and the pitch is swung on. That one's hit straight up, and Ashton Cannon's going to field it on the move over there, over towards first base and just in the grass, and retires the side with that F4 putout. So that does it for the Bulldogs. Lions get out clean there, even though the Bulldogs threaten with 2 outs. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th with your Lions trailing by 6. This inning was brought to you by Prattville Alliance sponsor Lowe's. We thank you for your sponsorship of Prattville Alliance Baseball. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 7th here in a minute.
Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Number 1, Tanner Vance.
Prattville Lions baseball continues here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Lions down to their last 3 outs here, trailing by 6. And they'll send 1, 2, and 3 to the plate here. See if they can't get some of those back. Tanner Vance, first of those, got the start in center tonight. He's 0 for 1 on the day, grounded to short in the 5th. He has had a hit by pitch and a walk in the 4th to lead those innings off. And as I say that, he gets squared up by another fastball by Kilcrease. And got another leadoff base runner for the Lions.
18, Clayton Smith.
So Vance does his job again, and senior starts the Lions off with a base runner for the 3rd time in this ball game. Find a way on, that's the name of the game. And then with his speed, he's always a threat on the base pass. Again, at least a 6'5", 60 runner. Works into his walking lead as the first pitch is on the way to Clayton Smith. First pitch lands for a strike. Count will go 0-1 to the senior. Clayton Smith in his 4th plate appearance here of the night. See if we can't get something started here, trailing by 6 here in game 1. Got another game coming tonight, so hang in there with us, see if the Lions if they can't find a way back into this one, see if they can find a way to even it up in game 2. But they got a good start here in the 7th with a leadoff hit by pitch. Clayton Smith now, though, in the 2 spot finds himself in an 0-2 count as he swung through that last pitch. It was kind of up and away. He went after it. 3rd pitch of the at-bat is on the way. Ball in the dirt, and Vance going to slide in there safe at second. You can see the speed there by Vance. That ball was blocked up by the catcher. He kept it in front of him over there in the left-hand batter's box. Came up throwing. The throw was a little bit off target to the left-hand side of the bag, but Vance was going to be in there safely either way. Again, you could definitely see the speed on the base pass that senior offers. Pitch is on the way. Runs another one in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and Vance is going to have a much easier 90 feet this time as he moves over to third, standing up. So 2 pitches, and Vance has found his way from first to third. Lions just need to keep the line moving right now. Really, tie and run is well in the dugout for the Lions, so they just got to find ways to produce here. Gilcrease comes to the plate. That ball bounces again over there in the lefty batter's box, and Clayton Smith's been able to even the count up now. So good work here by Clayton Smith to battle his way back into this. Gilcrease going to come set, working from the stretch with a runner at third, and he comes to the plate, yanks a fastball, misses away, and base on balls there by Smith. So the first 2 get on. This starts off like the 4th anyway, with the first 2 getting on. That's the only inning the Lions been able to get 2 going. Well, actually, we did it in the 6th as well. See if we can do it again here in the 7th. So runners on the corners now for the Lions. No outs. And senior Drew Jolly comes to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He singled in the 5th. Gilcrease continues in the stretch. Long delay there, and he's going to step off the mound, and his catcher, Jake Smith's going to go out there and talk to him. Make sure they're square on the plan here in this 1st and 3rd situation. That meeting breaks up, and Jake Smith will head back down to take his spot behind the plate. Moving the line, that's the name of the game right now when you're trailing by 6. See pitches and find your way on. First pitch lands for a strike. In these situations, you are going to take to a strike. When you're down by 6, you're going to make the pitcher throw a strike. You don't want to make yourself an easy out. So Jolly wisely takes that first pitch right down the middle for a strike. He's going to make the pitcher throw a strike. Now he'll go to work. Breaking ball lands on the outside of the plate, puts Jolly 0-2. Again, when you're trailing by that many runs, you want to make the pitcher pitch, and the pitcher, his whole plan is you're down by 6. He wants to make you hit your way back in the game. So really, from a pitching side, it's almost just throw as many strikes as you can with this big of a lead. Breaking ball turned around by Jolly, way out into the right center gap. Fielders are on the run. That one gets out to the scoreboard, and Jolly's on the move. That's going to score 2 runs as Vance and Smith come across the plate, and Jolly wisely holds up at second base. He gets timeout, and he's going to reset. Jolly probably could have stretched that into a triple as that one bounced off the scoreboard out there. But, again, his run does not matter. And so he holds up at second wisely. The last thing you want to do is get thrown out when you're trailing by 6 runs on a run that doesn't matter. It's in and of itself. So Jolly wisely held up at second. And the Lions now with no outs trail by 4. And Grant Williams will come to the plate. First pitch in there for a strike. Williams takes that one. Again, and that's a great strategy. Make the pitcher throw to you in these situations. You get the tying run up to the plate, and then all bets are off. We're going to start swinging at those. But right now the tying run is still sitting on the bench somewhere in the Lions dugout. And the second pitch misses. Blocked up by the catcher. But Jolly's not going to be on the run there unless that ball comes to the backstop. Trailing by 4. So 1-1 count now to Williams. Bat from the right-hand side. Senior left fielder looking to keep the line moving here for the Lions. Couple looks back by Kilcrease to second. He throws a breaking ball, and that's swung on by Williams and fouled off out of play over the first base side dugout. So 1-2 count. Corners for the Bulldogs playing back behind the baseline. Shortstop's working behind Jolly over there. Second baseman again somewhat shaded over towards in the 4-hole gap, not as much as we've seen throughout this game. And fastball on the way by Kilcrease, misses away and evens the count at 2. So good job so far by these first 4 Lions hitters coming to the plate, making Kilcrease work as they started this inning with a huge deficit. Let's make him throw strikes, and all 4 of these seniors so far have been very smart at the plate. Kilcrease takes a look back at second. He comes to plate, misses with a breaking ball, and Williams works his way into a full count. Another base runner starts to really apply some pressure to Kilcrease here. He's working from the stretch, hard right side of the rubber, one look, and he comes to the plate. Fastball. Oh, tough call there. That one was down right around the knees on the inside third of the plate. And Williams didn't offer on that one. And matter of fact, he was ready to take his base, but gets called there, and that's going to be the first out. That's going to send junior Zach Irby, designated hitter, to the plate. He's walked in his last 2 plate appearances of this game, getting his 4th of the night. First pitch upstairs, misses. Irby leaves it up there. Count goes 1-0. So 1 out, Lions trailing by 4 with a runner on second. Kilcrease on in relief for the Bulldogs starter that went deep in this game. He went 5 innings. Parker came on Kilcrease for the Bulldogs and shut the Lions' threat down in the last inning. Retired 3 in a row, but he's had a little bit of a tough go of it here in the 7th. 3-0 count now as that pitch misses to the junior Zach Irby. So Irby's way ahead here. And really just plates wide open to see if Parker Kilcrease can throw a strike here. He takes one look back and he comes to the plate. That one's up by the letters, and Irby leaves it up and takes his 4-pitch walk.
Number 9, Landon Sumrall.
So nice job there by Irby.
My city, co-signed by Diddy, hard liquor,
and we're going to have a conversation on the mound as Jake Smith, the catcher for the Bulldogs, goes out to the mound. The rest of the infield comes in for a meeting on the mound, and Opelika's coach is going to head out there to talk as well. Now with runners on first and second, you now have the tying run on deck. So junior Landon Summerall coming to the plate with 1 out. Runners on first and second, and the on-deck batter is the tying run now in this ball game. And with all this action, Opelika is going to make a pitching change. So Zach Blatt has seen enough, and he's going to warm up another arm on the mound here for the Bulldogs. We'll get you that number. We're going to take a break here while he warms up. Lions trying to find a way back in it here in the 7th inning. We'll be right back with more Prattville Lions baseball here in a minute.
Before you buy your next new vehicle, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices on pre-owned vehicles, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
I'm Brad at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. To find your next car, truck, or SUV, visit us at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices and huge inventory, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Be sure to like our Larry Puckett Chevrolet Facebook page. Who knows, you could be our next winner.
Save time and save money at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Hey folks, this is Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center, and did you know there's all kind of dogs that we can feed, like sleeping dog, hot dog, creek dog, swimming dog, hunting dog, shaggy dog, lap dog, window dog, riding dog, hiding dogs, puppy dog, standing dog, hat dog, cozy dog, family dog, even a dancing dog, man. So come see us at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville, and we can even feed your kitty cat too.
Prattville Lions baseball continues here in the bottom of the 7th. Lions have come alive here and threatening now, and came into this inning trailing by 6, and now the tying run is on deck for the Lions. So they got one out, and Landon Summerall Jr. will come to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He singled into 4th. Had a big hit through the gap that scored some runs for the Lions earlier in this ball game. Russell Copus, junior righty, will go to the mound for the Bulldogs. First pitch misses. I had the pleasure of coaching this young man through some of his travel ball career. He's a gritty player, kind of a kid that can do it all, hits well, defends well, and pitches well. And he will take the mound for the Bulldogs here to try to close this one out. Second pitch misses away. 2-0 count. Now to Summerall. Again, Lions looking to make these Bulldogs pitchers throw strikes here, and they have struggled to do it so far here in the 7th. Copus working from the stretch. Comes to the plate. That one misses low and away. 3-0 count. Now to Summerall. Copus working from the center of the mound. In the stretch. Hand set right at the letters, and Summerall going to take a timeout here. Everybody resets. Summerall steps back in the box, and Copus retoes the rubber. Copus comes set, takes a look back at second. Fastball upstairs, misses. Another 4-pitch walk, and the tying run comes to the plate for the Lions.
Number 24, Mason Piper.
So the Lions have found a way to make this exciting here when it looked like it was all but over. Copus is going to head over down to third baseline and have a conversation with his coach, Zach Blatt, and Mason Piper will come to the plate for the Lions with the bases loaded. Again, Piper has a very good bat. Started getting a lot of starts here for the Lions as a sophomore, so a young guy getting a lot of starts here for the Lions. Piper, good-sized young man with a bright future, 6'1", every bit of 6'1", probably. I'm guessing about 190. Piper family, correct me if I'm wrong. But a bright future here for Mason, and getting a lot of starts as a sophomore, which you don't see a ton in these big programs. So Piper batting from the left-hand side, going to work against the junior righty, Russ Copus from the Bulldogs. Piper lays a bunt down. Umpire says it's in. I think Piper scored, or excuse me, crossed first. Let's figure out what happened here. All right, I'm trying to figure out. Piper laid a bunt down. Piper laid a bunt down, beat the throw out to first. That plated a run, so the score should be.
No, he called it was a forced play at the plate. He tagged, touched the plate.
Okay, there we go. That's right. Ball was bunted right out in front of the plate. Looked like it might be.
So it's 2 outs.
There we go. So 2 outs. Okay, so the catcher scooped the bunt up, and he threw down. I didn't see him step on the plate, but he did. He stepped on the plate, so there was a force at the plate. No shot for the Lions runner to cross that. Bases loaded. Junior Ashton Cannon up. He's got 2 hits already on the day. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Kopis throws that pitch over into the left-hand batter's box. Catcher does a nice job sliding over there and blocking it up to hold the Lions runners where they are. So with 2 outs, hitters count now to junior Ashton Cannon, and he's delivered today. He's 2 for 3, headed into this big plate appearance here in the 7th. Kopis to the plate, fastball, called a strike on the outside portion of the plate. Scoreboard shows counts full with 2 outs. Kopis comes set to the plate, and that one bounces across and misses, and that's going to plate a run for the Lions. 12-9, tying run now at first base. And junior Jack Studdard will come to the plate.
Number 16, Jack Studdard.
Studdard done a great job at the plate for the Lions so far this season. Comes into tonight batting .375 with a .903 OPS. Again, that OPS is just a measure of total bases, their productivity in all of their plate appearances throughout the season. Anything over 800 is definitely strong, and Studdard's done a nice job at the plate coming in here with that .903 OPS. 0 for 3, however, on the night, but a big moment here with bases loaded and 2 outs. Kopis comes set at the mound and to the plate. Fastball inside, misses upstairs. Kopis tries to run that in on the hands of Studdard, and Studdard doesn't offer. Again, make these pitchers throw strikes. But now at this point, with the tying run on the base pass, you're looking for something you can drive if you're Studdard. You're going to offer. That pitch lands for a strike on the outside of the plate, and that'll push the count to 1-1. Studdard squared up the bunt and then pulled back, and then that pitch landed for a strike on the outside of the plate, about belt high, and that evens the count at once. Kopis comes set to the plate. Throws a breaking ball in there. Studdard was out in front of that one. Drops the count to 1-2. So advantage Opelika right now. But the Lions alive here with 2 away, down to potentially their last strike. Junior Jack Studdard at the plate. Breaking ball, misses, swung through by Studdard. The catcher drops the 3rd strike, but steps on the plate because there is a force, and so he doesn't have to make the throw down, and that ends the Lions' threat. So the Lions will drop game 1 to the Bulldogs in this top 20 non-area matchup, 12-9. A long game. Looks like it took us about 3 hours here to play game 1. We'll reset as the Lions lose game 1, and we'll be back with game 2. Give us probably about 20 minutes, and we'll come back and give you an update on game time. We'll see how much time these umpires want here before we start the next game. So update on game time. Check back with us at 7:50. We'll be back and give you an update on the start of the next one. Lions dropped to 9-6. Got one more here tonight. Let's see if things split with the Bulldogs. We'll be right back. Go Lions.